Welcome back, everyone, to the Quick Hands Rugby League podcast, all things footy. As always, you can find us on Spotify, Apple, Google, Pods, iHeartRadio, YouTube, Insta, TikTok, blah, blah, you know the rest. Welcome back, guys. Artie, George, great to see you guys again.
Hey, how you going, mate?
Artie,
Feel good?
Artie, we missed you last week, mate.
Sorry, I was going to come, but last minute, I asked Sachin to give me a lift. And I know I live just down the road, but he took me to Bella Vista where we had the first podcast. He thought we were there again. I don't know why.
Did he charge you again?
He can get a charge. He can find a fare, that bloke. Don't worry.
He's amazing.
He can never find.
He's amazing.
Yeah,
he's
he's
amazing,
hopeless.
Sash.
George, how are you today?
Absolutely sensational.
Sensational.
I love today.
Before-
Today was one of my favourite days.
How good
of
did
all
it feel?
time.
Hey,
How good is it?
Before we move on, guys, episode 80.
Ooh,
It's a
Wow.
milestone episode. We've actually made it to 80 episodes.
yeah.
And we haven't,
They reckon they don't make people. Most people
We're all still
don't pass
talking
it.
to each other.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that's pretty
we're
good.
all still getting on. So
And
yeah.
people don't pass the episode 4 apparently, 4 or
Yeah.
5. So there you go. I've got many pods which start and then 4, 5, 6. I don't hear of them anymore. Be it
Yeah.
rugby league, be it anything. So
Yeah.
anyway.
George, where's
What's the-
Origin 3?
In the can, Nicola.
It's
In the can.
In the can.
Yeah.
So let's obviously kick it off talking about Origin.
Let's go Origin.
I just want to give my 20 cents worth. For mine, the best Origin game that I can remember seeing, at least in the non-Biff era. Yeah, in my humble opinion, the intensity, the speed, the bone-rattling defence, it was just a pure rugby league spectacle. It was great to watch. Either team could have won that game. I mean, forget the score. It really did go down to the wire.
Yeah, it did.
And, there's, all the experts come out after the game, Billy got this wrong or he got that wrong. It's, always the same kind of thing. It's easy to criticise after the fact, but
It's so much fun.
why don't we just run through the game and obviously touch on some points.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Brutal opening.
Brutal.
I mean, that...
Yeah.
Brutal happening.
It was.
So one of the commentators actually said, I can't remember who it was, but one of the commentators actually said, you usually see this for the first 10 minutes. Boys haven't been fed yet.
Yeah,
You usually see this for the first 10 minutes. And half an hour in, we're still seeing it.
Yeah.
Like the intensity was just unbelievable. It
brutal.
was so good. New South Wales did dominate field position, early on. They were mounting pressure, controlling the ball. Steve Crichton split him open and almost scored, but he lost the ball.
Yeah.
And then there was a controversial moment when Reece Walsh coming across got the boot to Crichton's head. Now, I'm curious to hear what you guys think. My opinion, I think there was nothing in it. He was just coming across to make a covering tackle. I don't think he kicked him in the head.
Look,
what do you guys think?
Look, tonight I'm going to bask in blue glory, and I'm going to say that, the glass house thing. Billy taught him that. Billy used to do that as a youngster when he used to jump up, and he's taught Billy all the tricks. When he jumps up for the ball, he kicks out, and the kicking of the head. Officially, yeah. Look, for me, it was nothing in it, but for now, it kicked him in fair and square in the head, and he should have been sent off. That's my opinion.
I think that's a bit harsh.
I just think that topped off the whole catalogue of the old Melbourne. You know what I mean?
Bloody
the grappling
Melbourne.
and all that. That was all in that game yesterday.
Bloody
That was
Melbourne.
and then the feet in the head. That was just the final piece of the cake.
It was
It was a good game. It was a cracker
It was
game.
nothing in it.
Yeah, it was nothing in it, though.
Nothing in it, but the penalty was given. Yeah,
It was given, yeah.
It
Nicola?
was. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
No, it was. I just think it was a bit of an overreaction personally. But
Yeah.
anyway, it's Origin. You got to let
Lot
some
of
things go. And the guy can't disappear. He's running across to make a covering tackle, try-saving tackle. He didn't end up making it because Crichton was already down on the ground. What's he supposed to do? He can't. We're not watching it in the bunker. You can't press pause and go back. You know what I mean? He's in full momentum, full speed. What's he supposed to do?
Yeah. That's been the season, hasn't it? A lot of overreactions this year, hasn't it?
Yeah.
That was one of many.
Crichton just got his head in the wrong position.
He
But
did,
anyway.
yeah, it was.
The good thing is that New South Wales split him down the right hand side, and he burnt. Who did he burn? He probably burnt the Newcastle centre.
Well,
Forget his name
the
now.
Blues, they were peppering Lomax's corner with bombs, but Queensland were much more prepared this time around.
Yeah.
And they defended that. They defended in
they
general
defend it?
really well.
Mate, I saw so many escorts there, man. The King's Cross was empty. That's no joke. It was crazy. every time Lomax went through, there was 3 guys in front of him. And it was so obvious that was their tactic to stop Lomax.
He was, but they escorted perfectly. At least
it was obvious.
They stood still. It was a good escort. It was escort, but they stood still. So it was good. It was good. It was a good escort.
I mean, I hate that term escort. It's like the what's the other one? What's the other one? Tell me.
Oh, the
interrupter or something.
Interrupter. That does mean.
I mean, it's a tactic. You're defending. You're trying to block the passage. I don't see anything wrong with it. It's no different to a linebacker in NFL. I don't have again. I don't have an issue with that. They were penalised at one point for doing it. I think it was the hammer.
Right near the end. But in the second half, I think. But in the first half, when it was blatant, nothing. He just let them go. Didn't New South Wales get penalised for it first, for an escort at the beginning?
I don't think so.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't think so. Because Mitch was bombing that wing and trying to get Zach one-on-one, but obviously he couldn't do it. What happened after that, Nicola? So
right on half time, Cherry Bombs. That's a song, isn't it? Cherry Bombs. Yeah, Cherry Bombs and Spencer Lenny runs him off the ball.
Yeah. That unfortunately, even in NRL, that's a penalty. And the issue there was that they were going to go up 2-0. Queensland.
And went into the sheds at 2-0 half time. Yeah,
and we were dominating. We had so much more field position.
But what does that tell you about Queensland's defensive effort?
Oh,
yeah,
look, it was huge.
Look, in terms of defense, how brutal it was. Like you said, like I said before, I've never seen anything like that for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
I was in awe. I sat there with my mouth open, thinking I can't keep on going on. It can't keep on going on. Someone's going to break. No one broke. They were just bashing each other. New South Wales were on top physically, and let me hasten to say mentally. But you know what? Queensland was just hanging in there. Hanging in there. So
no, they put in some pretty brutal hits.
Yeah, absolutely.
During that period.
And if you look at their pack compared to our pack's an Origin pack. I question if their pack's an Origin pack. I'm going to suggest to you, Kafusi won't see another maroon jersey. But look at his age, and he's been a warrior.
Oh, he's been there for how long? He's done the job so many times.
Yeah. I'm going to suggest Ben. This might be his last Origin game as well. Again, being a warrior.
Well, he's 34 as well.
Yeah. So it's just gone past them a bit. And even Cherry, maybe, because there's others around. But at least those two, they won't see a maroon jersey again.
You know what? 6 weeks ago, whatever it was, Cherry Evans was the icing on the cake.
Yes, the first game.
You don't lose it in 2 games. You know what I mean? It's like, especially when you're talking about the halves, so much of it is dependent. And I know it's the old cliche, the forwards lay the platform. How many times have you heard that?
They do.
But it's the halves games is so dependent on the pack and the team, and even the outside backs coming out of, bad ball area. So, look, if DCE goes around again next year, I don't think he'll lose a step at all, even considering his age. I think
he'll be first.
He's a class act.
He'll be first picked. Let's say he had an uncomfortable night last night.
Yeah. But you know what? I've got to say, his partner in crime, Dearden, was outstanding.
He was unbelievable.
He's the future of the house. He's outstanding. Some of the big hits were him.
And look, and you called it, and I questioned it a few weeks back.
Yeah.
I would have liked to actually have seen Ezra Mann.
Yeah.
But when you look at the game, none of them did, but Dearden specifically had a really bad night in game 2.
Yeah.
He lost the ball a couple of times. He came out last night and just with some humdingers. He was crunching players left and right, and he made a real statement last night.
He was amazing.
Not just in his defence, but just the way he played.
He was amazing.
I think out of the whole Queensland pack, I think Dearden and Carrigan were the 2 standouts.
Yeah, and people have to remember, right? Queensland were missing Munster and Big Tino.
Absolutely.
Huge.
Yeah.
Those 2 guys are huge.
Absolutely.
So next year, like you said, with the DCE, you got Munster to fit in, and then you got Dearden. So they're pretty well stacked in the halves. So and they got Ezra and they got Walker.
Like I've said on this podcast 1,000 times, you guys know how I feel about Tino.
Yeah.
He's my
But
man
he
crush,
was missing.
right?
They needed him yesterday.
Yeah. And Munster, I mean, you put that guy in that game, it's a different game. But look, you play who's in front
Exactly, yeah. Well, we had Nathan Cleary out, so we'll say.
I actually think that was an advantage. You know, I mean, what did we say after game 2? Moses had more try assists in 4 games than Cleary has in 14 games.
Yeah.
So I don't think we missed Nathan Cleary at all. And to be honest with you,
Mitch was amazing.
and I'm putting my hand up here, tragic Parramatta supporter. We've lost Moses for the season now, so I can look forward to the wooden spoon. Thanks for that.
But
if,
you know
if
what?
we were picking a team, if everyone was fit and we were picking a team for game 4 in 2 weeks, Cleary would not be in there.
No.
Yeah, no.
He won't change it.
Well, no, he would because
Madge would have
Cleary's
changed it.
because what's his name's
If
injured.
he was fit.
No, I'm saying hypothetically, right?
If he was fit.
But you know what, guys? We've got to give credit to before the Origin started. Luai wasn't in the picture.
No.
Luai was outstanding.
No, he was.
He
Throughout the
was
whole series.
brilliant,
Yeah.
and we didn't even consider him. We were talking about other guys in the halves.
But we were talking, if you remember, we were talking about he's not even being mentioned when Moses is injured, Cleary's injured, so-and-so's injured.
Yep.
No one was even talking about
Exactly.
Jerome Luai, and I didn't think he was in any kind of form to warrant selection. But I think the difference with him in the last 6 to 8 weeks, whatever it is, not only in Origin but for Penrith as well, he stopped being a dickhead. Right? He's been quiet.
More of a leader.
Right? And he's been more of a leader. He's stopped trying to be the antagonist and all that. And he stepped up. He's really stepped up. He's really stepped up.
Yeah.
Not only for the Blues but for Penrith as well.
Yeah.
So
hats off to him, mate.
yeah,
Well done.
absolutely. And look, the Queenslanders went in 2-0 at half time. Considering the amount of ball that New South Wales had and the field position,
Yeah, absolutely.
that tells you a lot about the
Well,
Queensland team, right?
that was a win for Queensland.
When was the last time we
Absolutely.
saw a tryless half
Was
in
it one of
Origin?
Queensland?
Mate? First half. That
Yeah.
was been a long time since that's happened.
Yeah, it was like watching a game of soccer.
My wife was calling for a field goal.
Early on in the second half, Moses bombs again to Zach's wing. Queensland defends it, sets Reece Walsh free, and what a cover tackle from Moses.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then Lomax to follow up. He doesn't jump in straight away. He waits,
He's
and
smart.
the momentum took Walsh over the sideline. That was some
Genius.
presence of mind there, George?
Genius. Nicola, genius.
He's a very, very good player.
I would have just jumped on him, try to take his head off, and especially Therese as well.
Yeah.
But
I
for
don't know
Zach
why you guys
to
dislike
wait-
Reece Walsh so
Oh,
much.
I don't. He's too good.
No, I love
That's
Reece
I
Walsh.
love
He's great.
Reece. But
No, he's great.
As if he played for my team, I'd say he's been targeted. But when he plays for the Broncos, I'll target him. The presence of mind to wait because he's not tackled, he's moved, and to drag him over is a master stroke.
That was a big moment. That was a
That was
good
a
moment.
big moment. So this game, all through the 80 minutes, had all these big moments sprinkled all the way through. Instead of one boom moment, there's all these little micro
I'll
moments.
tell you what was a really big moment was that shortly after that, New South Wales kept applying pressure and Moses again bombing to Lomax's wing. Holmes escorts Lomax. New South Wales get a penalty. And I, for one, couldn't believe
Yes.
they said, we're going to go for the 2. The kick is from the sideline.
Yep.
And the score was, what was it?
2-0.
2-0.
2-0. I mean, are you out of your freaking mind?
Big
right?
moment.
He takes it and he kicks it.
Big moment.
That was a big moment.
Big moment.
Because I think that just lifted.
Yeah. It freed up New South Wales.
How
Yeah.
cool did he look though? Did he look nervous? He looked like he's been doing it all. Like it was nothing for him.
He was so on.
He's-
Composed.
Yeah.
Well
He's,
done, Zach.
He was so on.
Yeah.
He was so on. That
He always
night.
is, man. He's a phenomenal player.
and I thought, at 2-2, it might as well have been 0-0.
Yeah.
What was that?
I don't know, but it's a strange night tonight out
Yeah.
there.
Something's
It's a
going on.
strange
Full moon.
night. Yeah.
I think someone just got shot. Anyway, soon after that, Queensland got a penalty, and I was surprised to see Slater jumping up and down in the box saying 2 points, 2 points, 2
Yeah,
points. I thought, wow,
Okay.
apply the pressure. But I think, again, sometimes that's a compliment to the other team's defence.
Yeah.
When you do that, I think New South Wales actually grew another leg with that as well.
Yeah, I thought that was the moment when I thought that it's over. Queensland will lose.
Really?
Well, you're going to get him off the hook. You're going to let him off the hook. You got him there. You haven't had the ball for how
Yeah,
long?
true.
You've been in your quarter, and you got a penalty in front of the sticks. It's 2-2 now.
Yeah.
You're not going to tap and go. And If you're not going to score, run it into the in goal, get it back, run it into the in goal, get it back, and burn them. For Billy to put 2 fingers up, I'm thinking, well, he's rattled. We know he's rattled, and plus, game over.
Yeah.
Game over. And how he turned out to be, Nicole will tell us now. You know.
I thought that showed a lack of confidence in his attack. For him to go for the 2, he thought we're just going to win this on defence, our attack. That's what I saw. He showed a lack of confidence at all.
4-0 in an Origin means nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
Exactly. So it was weird. It was a weird
4-2,
decision.
wasn't it? Sorry, not 4-0.
4-2.
Yeah, 4-2 means nothing.
Strange.
Yeah.
That's a field goal these days, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, there you go. There you go. Yeah, Zach
For sure.
Zach can kick a
That's
40
easy.
before goal.
I think it was around the 63rd, 64th minute when Connor Watson offloaded Jerome Luai, split Gagai and
Jerome.
offloaded to Best and went over in the corner. First try of the game.
He had work to do, didn't he?
He did.
He beat 2 of his cool buddies.
You know, dare I say, as good as Dane Gagai is, and how many Origins has he played? He's an absolute legend. But I think last night, specifically in this moment, I think his age and probably lack of speed showed because Jerome cut inside him. It was Gagai who left the gap. And then he had a good shot at Bradman Best, but he got palmed off, which is not a slight on him because Best is pretty good. But I just thought Gagai got a little exposed in that moment.
Exposed, all right.
Yeah.
He got burnt. He got burnt from Jerome, and then got burnt from his Kubado Best. So
Then we sorry.
Can
Artie?
I just add one thing to that? Before that try, I'm telling you now, I don't know about you guys, but I reckon every New South Welshman was nervous as F because Ponga was on.
Ponga just came on.
Ponga just came on, and we thought, oh, here we go, Ponga. And to score straight after Ponga came on, I thought, yes. Yeah. You know, we needed that because I was worried about Ponga, man.
And just for all you listeners out there, Artie wasn't saying fuck, right? Shortly after that, this is one of my favourite highlights of the game, right?
What happened?
Just because of everything that's happened today, right? Bradman Best makes a break, lose the ball. Cherry Evans and Jerome Luai get into it. They call it a brawl, right? I've never seen a brawl without a punch being thrown. But anyway, what do you guys think? I mean, I think 9 players have been charged and fined out of that. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
What a joke.
For me, just get on with it. Don't even blow a penalty. I personally didn't even see Cherry Evans instigate it. They both went in together.
Yeah.
No, Cherry
Just
did.
get on with it.
Yeah,
just
Cherry
get on
did.
with it. Get on with it.
Cherry instigated
Yeah,
that.
look, I think
But Jerome ran at him.
Yeah, but still, he's the one who did the first.
I think if it didn't go into the crowd or into the benches, and maybe it would have been a bit different because
It was handbags at 10 paces.
I agree. Look, that's not. I don't call that a brawl. I don't call it a brouhaha. But for me, I know they're going to get fined, and someone's got suspended. Olakawatu's got suspended.
Olakawatu.
Because he ran over in his suit.
Yeah.
But you saw Burton was there as well.
I think that was Olakawatu's biggest contribution to the series.
He was.
But did you see what he did?
No.
Absolutely nothing. All he was always separating players.
I mean, I didn't see anyone do anything.
I didn't see anything from him.
I don't want to advocate violence or anything like that. But
I do.
But really, anyone who thinks that was a brawl hasn't seen State of Origin.
Nah.
I grew up on
80s,
it.
yeah.
The very first Origin was on my 5th birthday.
How was it?
Right?
1980.
In 1980. Yeah. So there I am giving my age away. So 8th of July 1980 was Origin 1.
Mm.
That's the night that Arthur Beetson became a legend.
Yeah.
Even though he only played 1 game.
Yeah.
But the stuff that we saw in the years that followed.
Oh. Yeah.
Seriously, remember 1984 kickoff? Remember that one? They call this a brawl. I mean, come on.
And they show those things in the promo.
Of course they do.
And shoulder charges. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what? The Man of Feathers said today,
By the way, that's Peter V'landys.
How do I bottle this up and send it to the US? If they see this, they will never, ever, ever watch anything else. The only problem is that a normal NRL game is not reffed like that.
No, and that's the thing. I mean, I love the way the game was officiated, specifically in the first half, because we all know it's different in Origin, right? It's like semis and it's, you know.
So it should.
I mean, if that was an NRL game, we would have seen so many set restarts.
Stop, start.
The fans with flags, who, for those of you who don't know, that's the touch judges.
Every tackle.
We call them fans with flags because,
Nickel.
I mean, what do they do?
Nickel, every tackle was wrestling, so it would have been penalty. Every tackle.
Anyway.
That sounds funny, a touch judge.
I know.
Anyway, I've got to change that word.
Fans of flags.
Sounds better.
In the 68th minute, Moses, who'd done everything right up until that point, he had a really very different game to game two, but he controlled the game with his kick. He had a very good kicking game. He was organising, marshalling the troops. We've seen him do it so many times at club level, and this time he did it. He proved that he was an elite halfback at the highest level. Ran the ball. He saw tired defenders. The drain was open. He carved up, and it was just a few minutes before that when Andrew Johns in the commentary said, "This is where Moses needs to stand up," and 2 or 3 minutes later he did. Mate. So I'm really happy for him. Again, hand up, biased Parramatta supporter here.
Oh no, Nicola,
but he's been on the receiving end of so much garbage for so long that I'm just glad that he got to show what he's got. And
he's the elite,
and now he's out for the season.
Yeah, but he's the
at
elite.
least he went out in style.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah.
And you know what I like about him, which I haven't seen Nathan do. He's played an elite game 2 ways: one off the front foot, completely off the front foot, and then last night of a 50-50, because basically it was a 50-50. It wasn't
absolutely.
It wasn't steamrolling him, okay?
No.
But he played an elite game in a different way, and he waited, patience. And when he saw the drain open, when he saw people they weren't tying in, he went. So that's what I call an elite halfback. Wait, control of your kick, control of your mouth. He was controlling with his mouth.
I was really impressed with his defence over the course of the 2 games.
He's always been a good defender.
Yes. Yeah.
Not early in his career. He copped a lot of flack for that. He was a turnstile, but it was a bit of a revolving door. But in the last few years, he's really toughened up in that area. So, look, I've got to say, I think Queensland were phenomenal in coming back from game 2 with that performance, because they were under a heap of pressure, like I said earlier. To especially Tom Din to produce a performance like that.
It's amazing.
It tells you a lot about them, and they're never dead. With 30 seconds to go, I was still panicking. Even that it was 2 try difference. We all remember 94.
Yeah.
I thought Zach Lomax really established himself over the course of the series.
That's the best
at
winger
that
in the
level,
world.
at that level.
The best winger in the world.
Jake Trbojevic.
Give it to me.
Absolute fantastic 12 minutes. Well, how long? Why is he even there?
17.
Like, seriously, when he came out as captain to lift the trophy and his jersey was clean. The guy hasn't played.
I've got nothing. What can I say?
How many minutes has he played in the whole series?
Has he won a series as captain?
Never.
Yes.
We did now.
Well, yeah.
I did.
Exactly.
Now I did.
One in Queensland, on a decider in Queensland? Yes, as captain.
Don't get me wrong. A lot of people don't understand. There's a lot that goes on. It's not just the 80 minutes.
Exactly.
Right? Off the field, that training, in camp, whatever. Yeah. There's a lot. But personally, I would rather have not had Jake Trbojevic there. I would rather have had someone like Taloa Matangi or Api Coruscant on the bench. I just think it was a waste. We played a man short the whole series because he never got utilised. He'd start the game,
didn't have to get utilised,
and he wouldn't come back on.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. I would have preferred someone else. I would have started with Barnett, but
he was great.
Yeah. He was. He had a good debut. He had a good debut.
I would have started with Barnett.
But you know what? There's a lot of there's a shitload of talent up in Queensland. A lot of youngsters there who will come back a lot better for that. And like you said, Munster, Tino. Don't think it's going to be the same kind of thing next year. Like Queensland, they've got a really good young squad, and let's not forget Billy Slater. It's his 9th game in charge. People already started coming. The knives are coming out. Give me a break, man. Like seriously, he's coached 9 games. Like what he's done so far has been phenomenal. Yeah, and he was 20 minutes away from doing it again. So,
but let me put some things in perspective here.
I just want to mention one player from Queensland. He said, I want a special mention for Tuaika. I thought he was fantastic as well. He really stood out. And that was his first Origin series, wasn't it? Yeah. So they got some promise there, which is good to see. I was impressed with him. Go for it, George.
Let me put some things in perspective. I'm happy that one, it's over. It's a myth. We're Queenslanders, and like I said, I don't know, we're north from the border and our floods are bigger, this and that, and we're born, it's over. I'll tell you why Queensland wins, because they've either got a better team or they've got better coaches. Isn't it funny when you get you pick a good team and you get the right coach that believes in something, who's a coach not that can get you from the last to somewhere in the 8, when you're an elite coach where you can get you from 8 to the grand final, an elite coach, isn't it funny what happens? You're going to say something. You're dying to say something.
I disagree.
You disagree?
I disagree. Because,
How?
I mean, in my opinion, if you don't know this, you must have been locked in a wardrobe for the last 20 years. Queensland have got something that we don't, right? Playing that, everything you just said is true, right? You know, they say like the biggest floods and all that. They take the Queenslanders, Billy Slater, the coaching staff, they take all that adversity and they bring it into camp, they bring it into the players. The Queenslanders have had something with that jersey that we have never had, right? I mean, tell me I'm wrong. Seriously. When you look at the last 20, 30 years,
I think...
It means more to be a Queenslander than it does to be a Blue. As far as putting that jersey on. Was this series the start of maybe changing that?
Yes.
I hope so.
Yes.
I think it is.
I definitely hope so.
Yes.
But
I think
in
you're
the
right.
past,
I think you're right in the 80s.
and even if you go back to 95 when they had a team of complete rookies with Ben Eichen and Fatty and coaching, and they took on a team of superstars and beat them. And it wasn't because well, they had a rookie coach, Fatty Vorden.
No, who was coach for New South Wales?
Who was it?
Was it Tommy?
Was it was it Ricky or was he still playing? No,
I think it was Tommy Rodonicus.
Tommy
I
Rodonicus?
think it was Tommy Rodonicus.
Well, he had more experience than Fatty Vorden did, didn't he?
True.
But, I mean, my point is that the Queenslanders, they've always had this spirit when it comes to Origin. It means more to them than New South Wales is kind of a more disposable lineup. You know, we pick players, we drop players. Look at Nico Hines. Look at all these players come in, then they get dropped. Whereas Queenslanders, they do stick and pick for the most part.
Nicola, because they've got less players to pick from.
No.
I'll tell you what I've seen.
There's no shortage of players.
I'll tell you what I've seen, because you're telling me back in the 80s, which they had a phenomenal team, Queenslanders. Okay,
when did the streak end? Just a few years ago.
Well, they had how many immortals?
They
in
won.
that
They
team?
won like 11 out of 12.
Yeah, how many immortals did they have?
Well,
did they have in the team?
none. New
Well,
South
not
Wales
yet.
had Johns.
No, not in that.
He's an
team.
immortal.
Not in that 8. Not in that 8.
Okay.
winning team.
Well, none of that team is an immortal yet.
All I know is one thing, and they shouldn't be. All I know is one thing. Okay, when I saw New South Wales in the history of New South Wales have good coaches and good players like Gould,
Yeah.
and he installed something in them, like Madge, and he installed something in them, and he picked who he wants. Funny how we win. Let me suggest to you, in our past, okay, we've either haven't had the right players or the right coaches. Now you can argue Ricky Stewart, but I can tell you that some of them, like the previous one we had,
he won his first 2 series.
he sure did. Then we got to look at them. Then
Yeah, I know, but
where's
still.
the spirit?
But
Where's the spirit from
still-
them?
Wait a second,
Where's the
wait-
Queensland
he
spirit
coached
for
for
them?
them. Serious, man.
What do
Fittler.
I always say? Context is king, right?
Yeah.
Fittler came in at the end of the Queensland
Doesn't matter.
generation, right? So they were in a process of rebuilding their squad
Yeah.
after winning, 11 out of 12 series?
Thank you for
Yeah.
proving my point then.
How am I proving your point?
Well, it's either cattle, you got better cattle, they've either had better cattle than us, or better coaching of that cattle. Okay?
You know, there was
That's all I see.
But Queensland had good cattle when Fittler was there too.
if you want me to
Who
do
would
it,
that
if you want me to do it, I will. There were so many examples that, and I can't call them off the top of my head, where on paper New South Wales were the favourites, but Queensland wins the game and wins the series, with players who weren't as superstar-ish as the ones in the blue jerseys, but they still won because they had that extra thing
Yes.
that I believe we still don't have.
Well, I said last year, I was screaming last year that they were born to
Yeah.
be Queenslanders. I said that.
Yes, exactly.
I screamed that. And you know what? I actually believe that. But I'll say it again, okay? Isn't it funny when you get the right players with the right coach? I don't know what they've got. They're going to have God in them, okay? Guess who wins? The better team and the better coach team. That's all I see.
There wasn't much in it last night, and they were missing more important players than we were.
Well, let's see. Next year's very telling because if we got Madge there again, you know what? When I heard interviews and two major players,
he rattled Billy. He definitely rattled Billy.
Well, he out-coached him.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be X's and O's. It's off the field as well. He out-coached him. Okay, and I'm sure Billy's going to come back better. But you know what? When Jerome Luluwai and I forget who else it was. I can't remember who else said it. Someone else said it. Quote: I love playing with these boys. I love being with these guys. That was Jerome. It was someone else as well. It might have been Crichton. That's where it's at because I'll tell you something. What John Creese said once. He said,
Again, look, John Creese is Craig Bellamy.
Yeah. he said this. They asked him, and he goes, "Look, to get in the top 8, you just got to have really good players, and to coach and to be a really good coach to coach these players." He goes, "But to win a comp, it's the team who's the most tightest, who loves each other more than anyone else to win a comp." Okay, so that's what I believe.
Look, I'm happy about the win and everything. I just don't want to sit here and say, "Oh, it's the start of a revolution," just because we've won one game in the last 20 minutes.
I don't know if it's the start of a revolution,
series,
but
I
don't think it's not going to be an 8-0 thing like Queensland did.
No,
and like I said, we're I think 12 behind anyway, regardless.
Yeah.
So we need 12 years to catch up to them. So there's no doubt about it. But right here, right now, I can say that I believe that this I'm a Queenslander is a myth. At the moment, right here now, I believe it's a myth. And let's see. Well, you know what? Then Billy's destroyed it himself because this Kobo thing, this Fafita thing. I don't care how much I would argue with Fafita. Guess who I'm picking first?
I know. Look,
and a game like that, a game breaker like Fafita. Whew,
it's not the first
Thank
time.
you very
it's
much.
Not he has his reasons, whatever they are.
Well, they were wrong.
Look,
they were wrong.
At the end of the day, a coach has to live and die by his choices, and I think that's the mistake that Fittler made. Madge had the balls to make some decisions that Fittler did not do.
Yeah,
right.
And you know what?
Madge dropped Tedesco.
I was going to say,
right?
how right was he there?
Yeah, and Fittler just didn't have the gall to do that, and it ended up costing him in the end. But at the end of the day, something here, something there. It was an amazing spectacle. I don't know what the ratings were, but it was a great advertisement for the game. It was a super game. I mean, I was on the edge of the seat, and I just hope we see more of the same.
On the back of that, I think it was the best game that I can remember watching. Yeah. And I've been watching the game for a while, and it was the best game that I can remember. So, yeah, I'm with you all the way there. Yeah, just two things. Number one, I would have preferred to see Adam G instead of Klein there. So I think Jim's a much better coach than Klein. Ref, sorry. And I know we've got to watch it through Channel 9, but those commentators.
I
struggle.
I can't stand the Channel 9 commentary. That's why I watch everything on Fox.
Yeah, I struggle.
I can't,
With that Queensland thing you're saying, did you notice that apparently everyone was saying that the fans, they just disappeared, that everything just, they all left straight away after the loss.
I mean, who doesn't? Like,
But they're given the shield. Because of the shield thing. I know you don't want to see the opposition get it.
You don't want to see the opposition get it. I mean,
but still.
When I go to Parramatta games, George is calling me back with 20 minutes to go because I start walking out. True. I'm out of here.
That's true.
Yeah.
Right? I don't want to hang around and see the burial.
No, but everyone keeps saying how Queensland's their footy nuts, but they weren't. They left as soon as they lost. Like sooks. They looked like a bunch of sooks yesterday. I don't know.
I mean, they were upset. They lost.
I know.
They're at home. They lost the decider. Why would you hang around? I mean, why would you hang around to watch New South Wales lift the trophy? I mean, how many times? And again, I don't know off the top of my head, but I'm sure I can go back and find out. How many times have Queensland won a decider in Sydney? And it's the same thing. It's ghost town. The Sydney fans don't hang around to watch them lift.
Absolutely not.
That happens. We had a European Cup final on Monday morning where Spain beat England. half the stadium was empty when Spain got the trophy. Because no one's going to hang around and watch the other team lift the trophy. Well, why would you?
Okay.
I'm the only idiot who did that back in the 90s when Canberra beat Parramatta 68-0 and I sat there until the end. I still don't know why. But I think I'm permanently scarred from it. But anyway, that's something else. Guys, let's wrap up on the Origin. Anything else you guys want to add? Billy had a shot at the referees in the press conference.
That was poor,
What
I
do you
think,
think about
because I thought Queensland. I thought, look, there was some mistakes
was it
there where
just
Reece Walsh's foot was out.
Was it
There's
just
mistakes.
frustration?
It was frustration,
Just
but
frustration?
blaming referees, I don't know, man. That's not good.
Yeah.
That's a sign of desperation, man.
I think so. And the other thing is, I've got to do this. Boo-hoo. Walsh got targeted. Yes. But you know what? If you live in glass houses, because I remember you guys, them back in the 90s targeting some New South Wales players. So, boo-hoo. Walsh got targeted. No, I'm crying.
But did you notice something? Walsh looked like he was injured, like he was clutching, he was holding arms and stuff.
Walsh is a warrior. That guy caught more hits. He had more hits last night than Elvis Presley, right? He was sore. He was sore. He was carrying injuries, and man, he kept going. Like
but Slater should have replaced it with Ponga. He had Ponga right there. He had a loaded gun. And just replace him.
And was that one of Slater's mistakes? Okay, like the bench rotation. I mean, I don't think he did it very well. I mean, who am I to criticise? Here I am doing what I was criticising 10 minutes ago, right, after the fact. But Ponga coming on at lock.
Yeah.
I don't know. Am I missing
Strange
something?
decisions, yeah.
That was the plan always, to hang around the back of the ruck and pick up any half breaks or any pops or get Ponga one-on-one with somebody. So I don't disagree with the plan. I don't think Reece was injured enough to be taken off. And
no, really?
When you got, that's what he said.
He was certainly battered. Like he'd taken some hits, and it was a tough performance from him. He's a kid.
Yeah,
and he's small in stature, and you got to give credit where it's due. Really.
Billy will learn from this. It's a good learning thing.
Like him or not,
I love him.
You got to give credit where it's due.
Yeah, he got battered, and he gets targeted. Yes. No, he got battered. What was it to say? He got battered and he gets targeted. He's going to get targeted all his life.
You have because he's so good.
Well,
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's part of the game.
And if he was playing for Canterbury, I'll be protecting him and saying that they should get protected. But guess what? He's not. And I don't want him carving up Parramatta St George, nor do I want him carving up the Dogs. So I would, and if I was playing, you know what Swayaliki done? Yeah. You got to.
In the old days, players never got targeted. Ask Hillary Hanley.
Oh, jeez.
Let's go.
88 grand final. So normally that's our controversy corner segment, but obviously this week we're covering Origin. I suppose one other story, Jason Riles has been released from Melbourne Storm effective tomorrow to head over to Parramatta. He's not going to be in a coaching capacity. He's going to be spending the rest of the season looking at the roster and I suppose getting his feet in the water. Do you think it's a strange call? Melbourne are coming first.
I think it's a very strange call.
Why would you let him go?
I'm not sure.
Because he doesn't want him tapping up his players to go over. Yeah. Get him out of there as quick as you can. I can understand it, but if I was Parramatta, I would have just waited an extra few weeks and talked to Maguire because I think he'd be a better coach.
I agree. I agree with that. But in terms of the question,
honestly, just wait 2 weeks.
I don't know, but I think John Creasy is very protective as well of his team. So I would think he wouldn't stop anyone going anywhere. Yeah. But the minute you go, it's like a divorce. I think
But it's a very respectful separation. The
I don't think there's an issue.
Well.
Yeah,
they've got a lot of they hold him in high regard.
I don't think it's an issue, and I think he's going to be a very good coach, but I just don't think John Chris needs the shit.
Flano was in the same position at Manly last year,
but he didn't
get a release because he stayed at Manly. But the difference is he's in the same state. He lived in the Shire, so he could have still, you know what I mean. Whereas he's in a different state, Melbourne.
It's interesting. Jason Riles lives in Wollongong.
Yeah, but at the moment he's in Melbourne.
No, he commutes.
He commutes.
I read that. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Because he flies. I think it's four times a week, something like that.
Oh God.
He flies to Melbourne.
There you go. They wanted to save cost, mate, on expenses.
I mean, it's no different. Every time you see Gordon Tallis on 360, he flies down every day and he flies back every night.
Yeah,
they fly him down just for that show.
Yeah.
God.
They used to do the same thing with Ben Eichen. I mean, look, getting on a plane for an hour, it's not really a big deal,
I guess
right?
so. And you get used to it, I guess.
But, speaking of potato chips, let's move on to round 19 results. We had a split round, so let's just run through the games quickly. We had the Dolphins getting over the Rabbitohs 36 points to 28 up in Queensland. They broke... the Souths were on a 5-game winning streak, were they?
They were. I think they were on a 5-game tear.
Pretty high-scoring game. The Dolphins, they're looking good.
Yes.
Even like a bit like the Gold Coast, even when they don't win, they're still looking good.
Especially at home. What's their home ground called again? Can't remember anyway.
KO Stadium.
KO Stadium. Especially at KO Stadium. I mean, I think it was 4 tries all. I think the Dolphins were on top all the game, but 4 tries all. What's his name? Can't kick a can.
Cody Walker.
Cody can't kick a can.
He had a bit of a shocker.
He missed 4-4, I think.
Yeah, he missed if he got all his goals, it would have been a draw.
Would have been a draw, yeah. Look, I don't think the Rabbits played all that bad.
He's also not their first choice kicker.
No, they're not, and they've got issues there in terms of Latrell gone. Who is going to kick now? With Latrell gone,
probably Cody.
Well, yeah. Look, I can't remember this game much. I'm not going to lie to you. It was a while ago, so I remember enjoying watching it, and I remember that at the end of the game it was pretty even Stevens.
Yeah, it was a good game. I thought it was an entertaining game.
Yeah,
it was a very entertaining game.
Trey Fuller?
Fuller was very good, yeah. He's
How
excellent.
good's that kid, the fullback?
Trey Fuller.
Trey Fuller. 27. He's not a kid.
Oh, really? Is he 27?
Yeah.
He's 27.
Where have they been hiding him all this time?
He's just been playing in the Queensland Cup.
Surely he's going to get a gig with another team.
I think so. Or he's going to
probably stay there. It's back up. Yeah.
Stay there, yeah. Because he's 27 and he's a local. But
I mean, Cody debuted at 26.
He did.
Artie, did you have a 3-2-1 for us?
I did actually. The 3-2-1. Manuli, he had a look at that game and he gave the guy you just mentioned, Troy Fuller, got the 3 points. He was outstanding. Colin Matangi, 185 metres. He was a standout for South because at the end of the day, they scored the same amount of tries.
Yeah.
And he gave a point to the retired boxer, Tavita Pangai Jr.
Oh,
he was
now,
great. He came on and made a difference.
Now
He was outstanding.
Now I remember. Pangai Jr. How funny. How funny, eh?
I don't think he was pushed last year, no.
12 months ago, 12 months ago, wasn't interested.
Don't want to play rugby league.
That performance, Nicola, I'm not sure if you saw it, I don't know if you heard about it. What he did in that 40 minutes in the first half, he absolutely destroyed the middle.
Well, he's been training 12 months for that.
Well, he has been training 12 months.
I'm sure Phil Gould had this all planned out 12 months ago.
Whatever super coach has got, sprinkle it on me because he's changed and he's a monster.
Yeah. That's old Tavita.
You can't handle him. No pack can handle him.
No.
In that mood, no pack can handle him.
But don't forget, he got selected for Origin last year, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. But he still wasn't playing like this.
But don't forget, when he made it big, he was coached by Bennett Broncos. So he just likes playing under Bennett, mate.
You know what?
I think his quote was something like when he quit rugby league to start boxing, I'm getting sick of being told what to do by halfbacks and coaches.
Okay.
But look, we all know there was more to it than that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, it was good. It was a good performance by him, mate. Welcome back to Vita.
That was amazing.
That was amazing.
That was amazing. Yeah.
Speaking of breaking streaks, the Sharks on Friday night at PointsBet Stadium at the prison down there, they snapped their losing streak, George.
Yes, they did.
58 points to 6 over the West Tigers. What is going wrong in Tiger Town?
Yeah, this one I remember, and I'll go first.
And this is a no Nico Hines Sharks as well.
Yeah, which was better in a way.
Probably.
This I remember. I'm really, really, really disappointed and worried about the Tigers. The Sharks had something to prove. They came on that field with a point to prove, high energy. They wanted to start fast. They started fast.
Yeah.
They started fast. I love.
Yeah, it was 6-all.
Yeah, what do you mean 6-all?
No, it was 6-all at one point.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was.
It ended up being
but physically,
58-6.
Yeah, physically they're on top from
Yeah.
the first kick. I love Atkinson. Atkinson should stay at 6. He's a genuine 5'8", and he supports his half. Very important, because at the end of the day, Nico's going to play 7. Like it or not, when he comes back, Nico's going to be straining this team.
Yeah.
Trindle's a half. I just worked out that Trindle is a half. He was outstanding. When I see him, he's disconnected from Nico usually. He plays his own stuff. And sort of it's okay because he's on one side and Nico's on the other side. But
Is he better when Nico's not there?
yes. Well, he runs the team. He's got the whole team. But what happens with Nico, the way not Rolls, what's the coach's name again, Adi?
Fitzgibbon.
Fitzy.
What Fitzy likes Nico doing is swinging both sides. So wherever Nico goes, the ball goes.
Yeah.
Okay. So Trindle's got to play genuine 6. He's not a 6. He's a 7. It was obvious to me. He had a whale of a game. Mulatalo.
Let's not forget the opposition.
Yeah. I'll go to them. Mulatalo was outstanding. Royce Hunt, my godfather. My godfather. Hamwin Ueli, is that the guy that let him go?
Yeah, I think he's going to Warriors.
I thought Gus might have his hand in.
You guys have signed 45 players.
Get
in the
more of them.
No,
more of them
Seriously,
now.
Who haven't
That's
Canterbury
unbelievable.
signed?
More of them. Bring them all.
And you
bring
still
them all
want
in.
more?
I want more. And
You just signed the Roosters forward for 4 years.
that's right. He's coming too. And young Iro, how good is he, Hardy?
Is he Kevin
Very good.
Iro,
Kevin
Tony
Iro's
Iro?
son.
Yep.
Kevin Iro?
The two centres, isn't Ramian as well?
Iro brothers
too, yeah.
played for Manly.
Yes, well,
Yeah.
this kid is amazing. He's amazing.
Good kid. Yeah,
you know
good
what? It was what they wanted. They wanted to win. Let's see what happens next week for the Sharks. I think they got a soft run. I heard.
They've had a soft one for 3 years.
They had the easiest run again. They only
I
played
know.
9 times in the top 8 sides from last year.
Anyway, I think running in, they got a soft run. West, you know what? They targeted Dewey. They really targeted Dewey. He was the spot. And they ripped him apart, the poor kid.
Yeah.
I really felt for Dewey. Does Stefano want $1 million, does he?
It was terrible.
He can stick it up his ass. I don't care. You know why? Because under that pressure, a front rower stands up. $1 million front rower,
Yeah.
$500,000 player does what he does. So
$1 million front rower is going to stand up if the pack around him helps him to stand up. It's not something he can do on his own. You're talking about a 58-6 scoreline here.
Yeah, you need a leader, but you need someone to stand up and follow.
Even when there's always that one, because Appy looked great. He got injured, but he looked great.
When does he not look great?
Well, that's what I mean.
Happy Coruscant.
Yeah, but he's not on $1 million.
No, I know.
I wonder what he's on.
No, he's not
Well,
on $1
neither
million.
is Stefano.
Well, that's what he wants.
Well, I mean,
He's on 8.
I mean, you can't blame the guy for chasing money.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
Chase 1.4. Ponga got it. But let me tell you, you know, Clemmer, he should go to England. You know, John Bateman, he should go to England. They were terrible. I really worry for Benji. He'll go next year and he'll coach.
Robbie Farah's gone next year.
Yeah, thank
they're
God.
going to let him go and bring someone else in.
Okay, I hope
Is that
so.
100%?
He needs help.
Pretty much.
He needs help.
Yeah.
Because he will be a good coach. It's like the new.
Well, he needs experience
he
around
needs
him.
experience around him.
He
He needs
needs
experience around
Well, they had a very good coach before, Maguire. He won't be going back
Yeah,
in a
but
rush.
Madge can't take a team like this and lift them. Madge is a finishing coach. He'll take you from 8 and win your comp, or he'll take you from 6 and win your comp. He'll take you from 4. He won't go 15 and win your comp.
Yeah.
He's not going to do that. He's a finishing coach.
He
We
can't-
saw that.
Yeah, he can't polish a turd. Artie, 3-2-1.
3-2-1. Manotti loves his outside backs. He gave Ronaldo Mulitalo. He was outstanding as
Yes,
well.
he was.
Even though he's got a bit of rubbish after he scores tries, he starts telling people off and carrying on like a
I
pork chop.
love it.
Bit of character.
But he got 3 points. Kyle Oro, 7 line breaks. He got the 2 points. Ramian, he also got the 7 breaks. So he gave it all to the backs. He loved the back line. And that's
stuff.
Cronulla's strength. Their back line is amazing. It's huge.
Good stuff.
The back 3. The back three.
yeah.
That's the back
So
three.
Saturday afternoon, up at Seabus Super Stadium, Gold Coast Titans 24 points to 16 over the Eels, and that score is flattering because I think it was 18-0 at one point.
It was 18-0. Well, Parramatta did well to sort of get some respectability, but yeah, it was pretty.
To me, that team is just they look old, they look slow, they look tired. How many games have we? We're season ticket holders.
Start of the year, we had Parramatta top 8.
How many games have we been to this year? 2 games.
Start of the year,
horrible.
where'd we have Parramatta? Where'd you have Parramatta at the start of the year?
Well, we had him in the top
Top
8.
eight.
Exactly.
Obviously, losing Moses for 2 months was a
Yeah.
huge hit, and now
Yeah.
he's gone for the season.
But that's one player.
And Guthrie.
But there's enough
And
good
Guthrie.
players there
Exactly.
to be better than what they are,
Fringe
right?
eight.
And look, obviously they lost the coach, but you know what? Look at South. South were horrible, right? They were horrible to watch. There was just no character in their performances. There was nothing. Wayne Bennett announces he's signing with South, and what did I say here? I said, you know what? You watch this weekend, all of these players are on notice now because their new coach is watching,
Yeah.
right? Look at the form reversal from that week onwards. Look at Parramatta now. They knew on Saturday night, okay, they're all on notice now as well.
Yeah.
Because the
Yeah,
new
they are.
coach is watching and they've already started talking about a clean out.
Yeah.
I didn't see the same reaction.
No.
Let's see this week. Let's see what happens.
It was credit to the Gold Coast because they've been so good. They had so many tight losses early in the season, and poor Desi was just on the wrong end of some bad calls, some bad luck.
Took him.
But they're doing, and they've had a horrid injury toll
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yes, they have.
Yeah.
Right?
It's took
They've lost their inspirational leader, Tino.
Oh, look, Tina. I mean, amongst others, but they're doing really, really well.
It's taken Desi a little bit longer than expected.
Yeah.
And you can write off this year, but he's doing his thing. I said at the start, I thought they'll make the 8 because that's how good Desi is, but I think next year they'll make the 8. And I think Jaden Campbell's found his spot, Artie. What do you reckon?
Fantastic. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
great. Him and David Fafita.
David-
Fafita's
Yeah.
been outstanding this year.
Feder's been
Yeah.
outstanding. Brimson's outstanding at fullback. Pereira.
Oh, yeah, he's good. Is he Queenslander?
Fafita, I think he is. I think they're all Queenslanders.
Well, he'll. No, I thought maybe he was a Kiwi, but
Maybe.
maybe he'll be if he keeps playing like that, he might be a winger for the Queenslanders next year.
The thing is that this Titans team is still a mishmash. They're all injured.
I know.
It's just a
that,
mishmash.
that was
I know,
my
yeah,
point.
There's exactly.
Four hookers here.
And
Yeah.
and the
Four
point that I
hookers.
want to make when I was talking about Parramatta, I don't want to take anything away from the Gold Coast.
Yeah,
because like I said, they've been so disrupted with
Yep.
injuries and whatnot.
Yeah.
A great performance, a wonderful
Yeah.
win.
Yeah.
Desi's on the up.
Desi's doing his thing. Desi just does what Desi does.
What did Manoli give us for this one? Artie?
Manoli gave Jaden Campbell the 3 points.
Yes.
He gave David Fafita the 2.
Yes.
And he gave a Parramatta player, RCG, with 202 metres. He gave him he thought he was really good.
he-
And
He had a good
he
night,
tried
yeah.
hard.
He has been outstanding.
Is he on the outer? Is he going to be released, do you reckon?
I don't think so. I think Ryan Madison's going to get tapped.
I heard he was too.
I'm not sure about RCG. I know Junior Paulo isn't.
Okay.
yeah, no,
staying,
Junior Paula, no.
So this is I hear all these rumours and we don't know until Jason does what he does, okay? But it's easy to say, let's get rid of Polo, let's get rid of this, let's get rid of that. There's only one small little issue. You got to replace them with somebody, if not better, equal than them. Guess what? You just can't go out and say, I want
I know,
you,
but
and you.
George, here's the problem. If you're not getting the best out of them, right? Let's look at Junior Paulo, for example. Now, for me, and before you guys start throwing things at me, let me finish what I start, right? Junior Paulo and RCG should be in the New South Wales team,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
They're not
They're
because they're not playing anywhere near well enough to be there.
Absolutely.
Junior's on 950 a season. Mm-hmm. That's almost $1 million.
Yep.
We need more out of him.
Absolutely.
And don't get me wrong, he's out injured at the moment, but I'm talking about over the course of the season.
Yes,
right?
absolutely. You're right.
So if
You're right.
you're not getting value for money at that rate,
Yeah, I agree.
right? When you look at the market and the average market value, get rid of him.
Yeah, I agree.
I personally think he'll respond because I think
he'll
he's good
respond
enough
too,
to.
yeah.
But you got to do something because none of
agree.
them have been playing well enough this year
Yep.
to anywhere near their potential. What we know they can do.
I totally agree, Nicola. I totally agree. But one thing I do know is this team, especially the pack, at their best, which I don't think we've seen at their best because I don't think Brad's
for 2 years.
I don't think Brad's brought out their best. Okay,
We got into the grand final 2 years ago. That pack.
maybe that year.
So they
were
are
at their
good, and that's
best.
probably when they signed the big contracts. That
Maybe I'm
grand
not sure.
final
About,
year.
I'm not sure about that.
You could argue that a forward pass from Mitchell Moses against the Cowboys got him into the grand final. But anyway,
Yeah,
Hey,
but still they
whatever
got there.
works.
They
oh,
got
look,
there.
hey,
At the end of the day,
I'm the
the
first-
runners up.
So
I'm the first one to say, win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat.
always cheap. So it's up to the new coach to do his thing, like Desi does his thing, sprinkle his magic dust, and get him into the top 4 next year. And they should be. That roster should be top 4, especially with Zach coming next year.
So
I wasn't here last week, Nico. What's your view on Rousey? You happy with that, or
look,
you would have preferred someone else? What's your
Look, I'm happy with it. It came down apparently to Jason Riles and Josh Hannay. Obviously, I watched both of these guys play their whole careers, right? As coaches, I really don't know the difference between them. I can tell you what I was absolutely happy about, that it wasn't Jason Demetrio, Justin Holbrook, or Trent Barrett, right? Because I dead set, and I told George, and I wasn't lying, if it was one of those 3, I was giving up my season pass.
Oh, no.
Right? I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
But coming down to Hannah, look, Riles, a lot of the experts have endorsed him. I suppose the biggest endorsement he can have was that Bellamy had him to replace him at Melbourne Storm.
yeah?
That's probably the biggest endorsement he can have. I would have loved to have gotten Wayne Bennett. I mean, who wouldn't? I don't think we're ever a chance of getting him. I think he always wanted to go back to South.
Yeah.
I think he probably planned that, well in advance. And I really don't know what other options there were available. Michael Maguire, well, he's coaching Origin. Maybe it's time. It is time for a newbie, an up and comer, rather than trying to look for the old experienced head. I don't know. For me, Jason Riles, I'm happy with it because I think it's the best option of what there was available.
Yeah.
That's what I think. And
Interesting.
time will tell,
It'll be interesting.
As we've seen with Benji Marshall, with Cameron Serraldo, with
Fitzy,
O'Brien.
O'Brien.
It's not easy.
It's a big list,
It's
isn't
not
it?
easy when they start. But one thing I did say last week was that one thing we know about Jason Riles and Parramatta was that you'll have at least 10 years to get there because we know that's what Parramatta's like, So Brad Arthur had 11 years. So, yeah.
Did you see the Matty Johns show on Sunday when they were congratulating Nathan Hindmarsh? Because apparently he's assistant coach. He's been named as assistant coach.
No, that's not true.
Well, they were congratulating him.
I saw that as well, but it's got to be a G up.
It didn't look like a G-up.
No, I mean, look, I've got more chance of becoming an astronaut than Nathan Hindmarsh being a coach.
I'm curious, man. That's what they were doing.
Can I tell you
Congratulations is in order. Nathan Hindmarsh is assistant coach for
Can I
Parramatta.
tell
And
you
they're shaking
something?
his hand.
Seriously, call me a deadbeat. I don't watch the Matty John show because
Yeah.
I can't stand that crap. I don't find it funny. Him and Hindmarsh and Fletcher and all that bullshit I don't find it funny.
Yeah,
I reckon they're a bunch of idiots. I can't watch it. It's the same reason I stopped watching the footy show 20 years ago. Because when it first started, remember the Thursday night footy show? It used to be about footy. And then it became something else entirely.
Yeah.
But they didn't even talk about footy, and I'm just not interested. I don't watch the Matty John show because I don't find them funny.
That might be true, but I don't want it to be true, but that might be
I
true.
heard it's true, man.
No, I got
He hasn't announced anything
Look,
yet.
we know that
I don't know.
we know
That's
that
weird.
Riles and
That's
Barrett
weird.
are really good friends. They
Right,
played
yeah,
together.
yeah,
They've been good mates for a long time.
Riles and Barrett's got to be good friends.
I'm assuming that's the first conversation he's going to have with Barrett. Does he want him there as assistant? I don't know. But why on earth would you get Hindmarsh?
Yeah, maybe because of Parramatta.
No, a first-up coach, as we're seeing it's like Benji Marshall bringing in Robbie Farrow. How good's that going?
No,
Right?
and an experience.
Seriously.
Hard-nosed coach.
He's got to get this right. Whether it's him or whether it's the club or whoever it is, they need. And again, I mentioned before Justin Holbrook. I don't want him as a coach, but he'd be a great assistant. He's doing a good job at the Roosters. I believe you need someone with pedigree to come in and support you because it's his first season as a head coach.
Yeah.
And, it's not going to be easy. And you don't want to surround yourself with rookies because you're a rookie.
Yeah. It's not gonna be
Yeah.
easy. Not gonna be easy.
Hindmarsh, I love Hindmarsh. He's an eel. I watched him his whole career.
Legend.
But he's an idiot. And I don't want an idiot on the coaching staff, right? All the funny bullshit. I don't find all that stuff funny. Good luck to him. Whatever works.
I saw the same thing as you. I don't know.
Yeah.
To me, look, I was hoping it's a G out. But
Didn't look like it.
I know he didn't look like it, but I'm hoping it's a
telling
G
you now,
out.
not going to happen. Let's move on.
Okay.
Suncorp Stadium. This one really disappointed me because I tipped the Broncos to beat the Dragons. No offense, Artie, Dragons supporter here. The Dragons 30 points to 26. What happened?
First 55 minutes, I thought the Dragons were outstanding. Probably one of the best 55 minutes I've seen in the Dragons. And then they just put the cue in the rack or whatever they did, and then it was just all Broncos. I don't know what happened there. Typical Drag. I've seen a lot of it this year where they have bad patches and good patches. But, look, Jaden Sewell was outstanding and Jacob Little. They were the two standouts. But if it wasn't for that first 55 minutes, God knows what that score would have been because they were tearing him up very easily. And Tyrell Sloan has been ripped apart since that game because everyone's given it to him for his bad defence. 4 tries were through poor Tyrell Sloan, who was heavily targeted that game. I've never seen a player targeted so much. But I also saw a lot of rubbish from the Broncos too. They were very, it was very dirty and physical, especially towards young Tyrell. But, if it wasn't for the first 55 minutes of St. George dominance, scared what would have happened. But it was a good performance. And it was entertaining in the end, wasn't it, George? We saw it together.
We watched it together, Nicola.
It was. Yeah, if I had hair, I would have torn it out. But there you go.
We watched it together, and my take was this: 50 minutes, Adi. The first 50 minutes, their coach would have been having orgasms. Flanagan? It was like what? Yeah, Flanagan. It was like getting the mirror, put it, and just looking at himself. Exactly what
they were good.
Exactly who he is was generated on the field. Okay.
Yeah.
Physically, they were bashing these Broncos. They were on top every way. What was that? That centre, Sewer,
the back rower.
Absolutely. Oh, who was the centre who scores all that? Who scored those 3 tries?
Oh,
Tuapoloto. I think the ex-Manly
winger. Yeah.
Absolutely ripped them apart. These St. George forwards were just carving up these Broncos. I'm sorry, Tristan Saylor, for the big reputation he's got. He's losing it really quickly. Then in the second half, something happened. Some words were said. Israel Man lost his head, and all of a sudden, St. George went back into their shell, and Israel Man had spiders on him.
It's worth pointing out, in all of these games, no Origin players
This
are
is
playing.
the issue.
That's a huge dent in the Broncos team.
Absolutely.
To go with the injury toll. No offence, Artie.
Look,
looking at me with daggers.
No, absolutely.
No. Look, if it wasn't for the Origin, St. George wouldn't have beaten Penrith and Brisbane. And at the start of the year, you would have thought, they're not winning those games.
And who does Parramatta play? The one team with no Origin players. Great, thanks for that.
But look, at the end of the day, they squeezed through. The Dragons got the victory. There's a little bit more going on in Broncos, I believe. I don't think it's only...
They've got a serious injury toll. I mean, Adam Reynolds, when's he coming back?
Oh, he could be possibly this week or next, round 22.
He's been a massive loss for them.
This week, apparently.
He's been a massive loss for them.
Yeah, I agree. He's probably... him and the lock... are probably the two massive outs. I don't know. I think there's
Tony Staggs was excellent
for 15 minutes, for 10 minutes, not 15.
I thought it was okay
not the whole game.
Yeah.
Not the whole game. All of a sudden, when those words were said and that kerfuffle happened, all of a sudden, I don't know what came over him, and I thought, well, where's this been all game?
Yeah.
Where's this performance been all game? All of a sudden, switch, bang, Israel Man going off his rocker. They
just targeted Tyrell. All the tries were through Tyrell. He just literally...
You know what? I got an idea about Tyrell. Apparently he misses a lot of tackles.
Yeah.
I got an idea. You know the front line?
Exactly.
Don't fucking miss a tackle and he doesn't have to make any tackles.
That's what I reckon.
There's an idea.
I know.
There's an idea.
Poor guy. He got hammered for it. No, there was too close to the line. He let that guy from the pub, Moses, score.
Okay,
a simple one too.
Anyway, at the end of the day, the Dragons won. They got their 2 points. They're closer to the 8. And the Broncos, I don't think this year they'll be participating in the final series.
Still
It's going to be
think
tough.
I had them in the grand final. I know it's a stretch now because of the season they've had, but we'll see. You know, we said in our first episode this year, I said it was going to be a grand final rematch.
Yeah, I thought too, mate.
Obviously, there's been a lot of disruption at the Broncos. Do you think there's something else going on? A friend Tanya, who might be guesting on our pod in the next couple of weeks. If you're listening, Tanya, she's the resident Queensland expert and avid Broncos fan. So maybe we can ask Tanya to give us her take on that. But all they need to do is sneak into the 8.
I can't see it.
And then it's just a month of footy. They just need to get there.
I can't see it.
Because they've got so much class, they've got so much talent. And I still don't know how they did not win that grand final last year. And it still pisses me off, to be honest with you.
They're immature, that's all. In terms of
they really should have won that. But
immature.
Anyways, 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. Jaden Sewer got the 3 points. Jacob Little got the 2. And Katoni Staggs, with his late comeback, got the 1 point for that one.
He's a quality player. He could have been playing for New South Wales too.
Yeah, he's another.
Okay, so on Sunday we had the Seagulls Manly 44 points to 6 over the hapless Knights.
Wow, what a game that was! It was a battle of Tommy Turbo came to life, and these two juniors, that Lehigh Hapawati. How good is that kid?
What about that pass? He caught Brooks's kick and passed it without looking.
My God.
Yeah, that was really good.
He's special, man. He's great. And Jamie Humphries, the halfback. He's a very good talented player. He just signed for South, the halfback from Manly. But, I didn't see this score coming. I thought it would be a lot closer. But Manly looked outstanding. Tommy Turbo, mate, you look really good coming back.
It's easy to look good in a game like that.
Yeah, true.
Against the
but
Newcastle team without Ponga as well.
It's still good.
Or best. 3, 2, 1 for that one?
3, 2, 1. George,
I didn't watch it.
No. Tommy Turbo got the 3 points. Hopewadi got the 2, and the youngster Jamie Humphries got the 1 point. And our leaderboard for our Manolis, we've got Jerome Hughes still first on 21 points, and then we've got DCE on 20, and Tedesco 18, closely followed by Drinky and Matt Burton. So that's your top 5 there. So it's pretty tight.
Right, sorry, quickly run through that again, quickly.
So Jerome Hughes is first, DCE second, Tedesco third, and then you've got Drinky and Burton equal.
Wow. One Origin player. Hey.
Yeah.
DCE.
Yeah, exactly.
And as far as the bye goes, we had Storm, Panther, Rooster, Bulldog, Cowboy, Raider, Warrior, all had the bye.
And the streak continues.
The streak continues. They haven't lost the St. George won.
Saints
you said the bye anyway, so you saved us regardless.
But Saints won anyway.
It's good when it's
I'm just
going
to run through the ladder very quickly. I won't bother with for and against and all that. So we've got in first place Storm, second Panthers, third Roosters, 4 the Sharks. The Sharks are still hanging on to 4th spot after all those losses. Bulldogs are in 5th, George.
Pinch me, I'm dreaming.
What's going on there?
I don't know. Pinch me, I'm dreaming. Now, this is where it's going to tell the back half of the season. But, we're coming 5th.
The Dolphins are in 6th, the Seagulls are in 7th, and the Cowboys are sitting in 8th. And we have the Knights in 9th, the Dragons in 10th, and the Broncos at 11th, in 11th spot. Mind you, they're only 2 points off 7th, but the Raiders 12th, Rabbitohs 13th, Warriors 14th, Titans 15th, Eels 16th, and the West Tigers 17th. And it's only for and against that separates Parramatta and the West Tigers. So fun times ahead.
I thought Dragons were set 9th. They've got Dragons on 22
10th.
points and Knights on
Dragons
20.
Dragons are 9th.
We're 2 points clear of Knights.
Okay.
We're
Knights.
equal with the Cowboys on 8th. Our for and against is just shit. That's the only thing that's really letting us down.
The ladder I'm looking at is different. So
and we've got the bye this
something
week.
wrong.
St. George got the bye, so we're hoping Cowboys lose.
Let's do a quick run through Crystal Ball for this week. So tomorrow being Friday, we've got the Raiders hosting the Warriors. I'm going for the Raiders, boys.
Tough one. Warriors have lost their back rower. What's it? Tohu Harris for the season.
Really?
Yeah, they just announced it the other day.
Happened to him?
I can't remember, some injury, but he's out for the season.
That's a big loss.
It's at Raiders. They lost last game they played, didn't they?
Yeah, Ricky Stewart would have been spitting chips.
Yeah,
so.
okay. I'll give Raiders another chance. I think they're welcoming back. Oh, Fogarty's back this week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
George?
Belinda Sharp's riffing, so you know, Artie.
Oh, it's okay as long as she's Raiders.
I reckon she's done a great job. I know Artie disagrees with me.
She's a good ref, just when she sees red and white.
I think she's done a great job.
The Bull.
It's going to be nice and cold for the Warriors in Canberra, Nicola. But you know what? Despite that, when I see the lesbian on the wing, when I see these two halves,
that's
Martin,
Duncan Wateni is a Lesniak, for those of you who don't know.
when I see Martin and Harris halves, Fanil Blake is there. Mitch, I hope Barnett plays. They're irresistible to me. I'm going Warriors.
You know what, George? I think you've twisted my reading out that lineup. Yeah, it's pretty impressive, actually.
Fogarty is back, and then here's the missing link.
No, I'm changing
Trust
it to
me,
Warriors.
he's the missing link.
Yeah, I've got to change it, man. That's a good lineup.
It's a good lineup.
Okay, so the Rabbitohs on Saturday afternoon are hosting the West Tigers, but it's not at home. They've taken their home game to Gosford.
I've got a good idea. Let's go to Gosford. I've got a great idea.
Saturday afternoon. I'm going to go South, boys.
Oh, that's an easy one for me, mate. It's South.
Rabbit for me.
You know what I like? I believe in. I like bounce backs. I'm going to go Tigers.
Oh, wow.
I don't know why. I'm
bounce
going.
backs. They both lost last week.
Yep. The one lost by 16, the other one lost by 2 or 4. But I don't know why. I have no idea why. I'm going to lose another 2 points and be even further away from you guys. But I don't know. I'm going the Tigers.
How long's the trial out for?
Latrell, he's gone season.
Oh, so
Whole season?
Break the foot. Yeah, he broke his
Yeah.
foot. Yeah, he broke his foot.
The next game on Saturday night, Bronco.
Jeez.
It's at Newcastle, and I'm telling you, I'm staying faithful. I'm going the Broncos.
Me too. They're desperate now. This is the last chance to loon. They've got to win this. If they lose it, they've got to win 7 of the last 8.
They can.
The draw isn't that bad. They got Melbourne right at the end last game.
They can. But, you know, when we say that, like mathematically, they've got to win 7 of the last 8. But a lot of that depends on the teams in front of them as well. You know, they drop games, all of a sudden it becomes 6 from 8.
True.
You know, maybe 5. So
Yeah, you're right.
is Reynolds back? Do you know? I haven't seen the team list.
Next week.
Next week.
Next week.
George, Bronco or Knight?
It's going to. They're going to have to jump on the plane and come to Newcastle.
And I think are they backing up? That's another question.
I think no Origin players that I heard of are backing up.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're pretty busted up. Carrigan.
After that game.
Carrigan said he's going to have a last minute because he believes he wants to. He's on the extended bench, so is Payne and Adams on the extended bench. So you never know; they could be all in.
Yeah.
I don't think Ponga had big minutes. I think Ponga will.
Oh, Ponga will start.
No, he didn't.
Ponga will. I think Ponga will play. The crazy Newcastle supporters were supporting Newcastle and Nicola. Give me the Knights.
Okay,
You want the
Knights.
Knights.
And the last game on Saturday is the Melbourne Storm at Amy Park in Melbourne hosting the Roosters. This is a doozy.
Orgasm stuff.
Yeah.
Orgasm stuff.
I'm going to tip Melbourne at home, but not very confidently.
I'm going Chooks.
Yeah?
Yeah, Chooks are good things. Best team in the comp at the moment.
Yeah,
George?
I've got to agree with Ari Nicola. They're building for something special. They're building for something special. This is a game they've probably circled on their calendar. They're going down to Melbourne, and they'll be coming back with 2 points. I can't see May.
You know what I like about the Roosters this year?
Is Crichton's in the team? Is he going to back up?
I don't know. I don't know. But
Radley, Watson, I don't know. I like this team.
Watson played 15 minutes or something. He'll
play.
back up.
He'll play.
But the Roosters this year unaffected in the back line, in the spine. All their spine players didn't play Origin, so that's pretty good, man.
And Suoliki's first game back. I don't know. I like this Roosters team.
So you tipping
They're
Rooster?
losing.
I like this Roosters
Yeah.
team.
Well,
I
they've got
like
Lindsay Collins backing up and Hargraves is out, so they're two big boppers.
Lindsay's playing.
He's playing. Oh, there you go. Okay.
It says he's in the team. Doesn't mean that there's an extended bench. Yeah. Okay, there's an extended bench just in.
Be interesting.
Just
Hmm.
in case.
So Rooster
Yeah.
or
Look,
Storm?
I still think it's the Roosters. I still think the Roosters will win.
Sunday afternoon out at Penrith. Panthers hosting the Dolphins.
And Cleary's back.
I'll be going Penrith in this one.
Yeah, Panthers for me. Cleary's back on fire. They'll be back.
Dolphins don't like travelling. I think they've won one game away from Queensland.
Is Cleary going to rest Dylan Edwards and Luai? Because that's a bit of a spine adjustment there.
Yeah. Dane Laurie's playing fullback and Brad Schneider's playing 6. But Nathan's back in.
I think the Dolphins are flying in a day early as well.
They are, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because Bennett wants to go and check out South at Gosford.
Maybe. Watch the game. I'm going Panthers.
Panther?
I'm going Panthers. Yeah, I'm going Panthers.
Panthers, yeah.
4 o'clock Sunday afternoon, Manly Seagulls
Ooh.
at Brookie. Or
The Desi Cup.
Four Pines or Lotto Land, whatever you want to call it. I call it Brookie.
The Desi Cup.
Against the Gold Coast Titans. Tough game. Des Hasler coming home to roost. I'm going to go to Gold Coast. I'm confident the Titans will get this one.
Is DC going to back up?
Probably.
Yeah. It was is named. There is
Is Jake Trbojevic going to back up?
He sure is.
He played 23 minutes. I just checked it out.
23. But there is an extended bench, and Humphries is on the bench.
Okay.
Aris. So, but I see Plasika's on the bench, so he's back, and there's an extended bench.
Do you go Titans, Nick?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going Titans, and the only reason is I think Desi's got unfinished business.
Yeah. Okay, and in the last game of the round, up at Queensland Countryback Stadium in Townsville, the Cowboys against your mob, the Bulldogs.
We've got
tough road trip, but the Cowboys, they haven't been that convincing at home this year.
I haven't, but injuries struck us again.
Who'd you lose?
Well, Preston's gone.
He's back.
Our front
he's
rower.
back.
No, he's not gone. No, he's back. Our front rower's gone. If you look at we've got to have Josh Curran playing in the front row because we're out of front rowers. We elevated Hughes into the front row. Yeah, look, a kick hour's back.
I'll go Cowboys in this one.
Man is playing lock, and our bench looks like I don't know none of them. So unfortunately, I've got to pick the Cowboys. It kills me, but I don't think we'll have enough. And Cowboys.
I'm sorry to say this for the
Cowboys
Egyptian.
like guns.
The only Egyptian Cowboy supporter in the world, but
No.
I'm tipping the Dogs.
He's not going to be happy.
How?
Because the Dogs have got the wood on the cows. Even when Trent Barrett was coaching the Dogs, he's beat them.
Really?
Yep.
I can't remember that.
He's always, even when the Cowboys were flying, the Dogs would always beat. He's just got the wood on him. He's just like a hoodoo team. So I'm just going,
Okay,
based
I
on
hope
that.
so. I
And I
hope
think
so.
the Dogs have been playing well. So
Okay.
Look, Stephen Crichton is named. He will not play. He will not play. There's an extended bench here. He will not play. There's no way Crichton's going to run on.
So you're sticking with the Cowboys?
Yeah.
And you're going Bulldogs?
I'm going Dogs.
I'm going Cowboy.
Thank you.
And Artie, the streak will continue
Yes.
because the Dragons, the Eels, and the Sharks are this week.
Yay!
We're not relying on the Dogs. So yes, we're going to.
Thank Christ. 'cause you're
We're
not
going to
gonna-
run out of buy soon. We're going to have to
I
start.
know.
Yeah,
I know. We're going to have to actually win a game.
Yeah.
So,
So it's
Win a game.
Let's turn it over to Ask Artie.
my sure,
segment.
guys. And just
My
before
favourite
that, in the
segment.
tipping, I'll just give you an update.
Oh, yes.
We've
I'm
got, I'm on 75 points. Nick was on 74, and George 72.
I know,
Last
I know.
week you got 4 out of 5. We got 3 out of 5. So you got one
There's-
honest
there's-
last week.
I'll get you. I'm coming for
Yeah,
you.
I'm sure you will.
Does Origin count in that or not?
Oh, we didn't count. We didn't include Origin, but we
did-
would have had New South Wales. You would have had Queensland because you tipped Queensland.
Well, I
last
don't think it should count. So
I didn't include
I
it.
did tip Queensland.
You
I
did,
did.
you did.
And I got suckered 2 points in my tipping comp for it as well.
Thanks for reminding me. Actually, I might put them in now. There you go.
Shot myself in the foot. Ask Artie, take it away.
Just the Cornelius Awards, guys. We've got to do that now.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
we won't include the Origin, or we can if you want. But what was your best game of the round? If we're going to include Origin, then it's easy, isn't it?
That's the best game of the year.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah, let's include it.
So Cornelius, mate, we're going off the Origin there. Best team of the round.
Best team. You know what? It's hard to go past the Sharks. I think.
Yeah. I went Manly because they got a tough opposition.
yeah.
They had Newcastle, whereas
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah.
and they've got 44.
Yeah, all teams missing Origin players makes it tricky, but
Yeah. If Saints went on with it and beat Brisbane by more than 20, I would have put St George, but that late.
I think they went well. I think they went okay, but I'm with you blokes so far. I'm with you blokes.
Yeah?
I'm with you blokes.
Worst team. Oh, that's
It's easy.
West
Tigers.
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 What about best player of the round? Which player stood out to you guys?
Trey Fuller.
Trey Fuller?
Mitchell Moses.
Mitchell?
Moses. It's Origin, but
Well, okay, so we're not talking Origin.
That's a special award. though. It's Cornelius' a special award.
Let me have a think. Jerome Hughes.
He wasn't playing, mate, in Melbourne.
Yeah, great. That's good to see. Okay.
I had Jaden Campbell.
I didn't watch the game.
Jaden Campbell was outstanding.
Jaden Campbell was really good.
I'll take your word for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, he was good.
Now, Cornelius wants to add an extra thing in there. He wants the highlight of the round, and he's picked it himself.
Yeah.
He liked Moses Sully when he kicked Tupoloto in the backside after the try celebration. He said at the time it happened, he was arguing with his partner, so he wanted to do it to his partner. That's why he liked the highlight so much.
Funny.
But that was a classic, eh? He went to boot the ball, and then Tupoloto got in front of him and booted the crap out of him. And best rookie of the round, can't go past the Manly duo, eh? Hopewadi and Humphreys.
Again, if you haven't seen it, when Luke Brooks kicked to the corner, young Hopewadi caught the ball and no look pass back inside to the try score. Yeah, brilliant play.
He made it look like nothing, like it was
rookie,
easy. Yeah, exactly. He just caught it like he's just a natural.
No look pass.
I didn't see it. I'll go back.
Very, very, very good player.
Yeah.
Power rankings. Look, you went through the ladder before. Storm, Panthers, Roosters, Sharks in the top 4. Would you keep that as it is? I think that's how it's going to stay for a while, to be honest. There was no movement from last week. They were week there. And
I'm still surprised the Sharks are holding on.
Yeah.
Considering all the losses they had. But, I suppose they piled up enough wins early on.
Yeah. Would you have Storm as the best out of the 4? Because you've got Storm, Panthers, Roosters.
They've been in first place all year.
Yeah. I'd move the Roosters, to be honest, up. And then I'd push the Storm. No, I'll push Penrith. Even though the Storm are first, I haven't been impressed with the way they've been winning. They've been playing. They're not that good. They've been winning ugly, you know what I mean?
They've been winning.
They've been winning. I know, but
they're on 30 points.
I just think Roosters and Panthers are just playing a touch better. And we'll see this weekend when the Roosters play the Storm.
I think now the run-in, things are going to change.
Yeah.
Well, how many games were left? 6?
8.
8?
Yeah.
Cool. Good.
7?
8?
8, 20.
Okay.
We should know, shouldn't we?
Yeah, 8 rounds.
8 rounds. Yeah, 8 rounds. No, he's right.
The season's going too quick. I'm not happy about it.
It is. Before you know, we'll be off season.
But that's a top 4. And what are we going to say, George?
That's what top 4 is going to be.
Do you agree with that? Do you reckon that's the?
I'm happy with
whatever way. Yeah, they're not playing well, but who knows what's going to happen?
They're not going to win the grand final.
Sorry,
they're not going to win the grand final.
Who?
Storm. That's just my tip.
Yeah. Okay.
What about at the moment? We've got the Bulldogs, Dolphins, Seagulls, and the Cowboys hanging in the 8. Can you see one of them dropping and anyone from the bottom coming up to replace? Would you move anyone up and one down?
George is going to be unhappy with this. I don't think I think the Bulldogs are a little bit lucky to be where they are.
Yeah. They've been playing good footy. Yeah, you're right.
No, they have been, but they had a couple of really close games which they won, which they could easily have lost.
Yeah, true.
But hey, luck comes with it. So I don't know. They've got a bit of an injury toll, like George alluded to. I don't know if they're going to be able to hold on. Yeah. A couple of buys have boosted them up in the past 4 weeks as well.
Yeah.
But hey, we'll see.
Who would you replace them with, though? Dragons, Knights, Raiders, Warriors? The Bulldogs have been playing better than all those I've mentioned.
The Warriors have been really disappointing for me with respect to the season they had last year. The Knights, I never know what to pick with them. The Dragons, when they're good, they're really good. When they're bad, they're terrible.
Yeah.
The Broncos, man. The Broncos are in 11th spot and they should not be there. So I would replace them with Brisbane.
Yeah. Broncos
I know. I disagree. For me, Brisbane should be further up.
Broncos are 13th, man.
What's wrong with the ladder that I'm looking at?
13th. Are you looking at last week's ladder?
I'm looking at the live ladder here. What?
They're 13th.
All right. I mustn't have refreshed the page.
Mate, what is it? They're equal with the Titans, aren't they?
Yeah.
I still don't think they should be there. Yeah.
They're on 18 points, same as Titans, same as the Rabbitohs.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad. But when you think about it, it's 4 points from the 8. So anything can happen.
That's what I'm talking about.
5 wins, exactly. 5 wins and they're all of a sudden in the top 4.
They'll be there. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be panicking too much, but
there's too much class there not to be. They'll
exactly.
be there.
Yeah.
And it's in the battle for the wooden spoon.
The battle for the wooden spoon is
now that Moses is gone.
Yeah, so you got Parramatta.
It's really a battle.
So
let's move on.
They're playing each other. They're playing each other in
towards the end,
the second last round. Yeah, I think at Parramatta too.
At least we'll be playing for a trophy, George.
It's funny because a couple of weeks ago the Tigers won by 60 to get Parramatta last spot, and then last week the Tigers got flogged by 50, and now the difference between them is 50 points.
So Parramatta was second last, going into a weekend where they had to buy,
Yeah.
where they got 2 points,
Yeah.
and at the end of the weekend they were last
Yeah.
after getting 2 points from the buy. The reverse happened last weekend. So I don't know what's going on. So
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. A couple of things. Apparently, Sachin was in the sheds in the game before Billy took him out, and apparently the game plan that Billy had was to get New South Wales down to 12 players because that's the only the way they can beat us with 12 players.
Yeah.
Problem is they only had 12 players as well when they got off.
Who's that?
Queensland, the two sin bin. So Billy wasn't too happy with that. He was pretty pissed. He said, I only wanted one of you guys to go, not two. Anyway, Chuck from the US, he rang up. He can't wait to see Game 4 of the Rugby Origin series.
There's no Game 4.
Apparently Waratahs and the Reds.
Oh,
he's
Waratahs
confused.
and
The guy doesn't know rugby. And he also wants to know, does the winner of New South Wales, Queensland play the winner of Melbourne and Canberra? Because apparently he's confused.
He's confused,
Chuck is just
all right.
confused everywhere.
Chuck.
Yeah.
Chuck.
Apparently, Jerome Luai is going to announce his retirement from Origin.
Jerome.
Yeah, because he's playing for the Tigers next year. Madge won't pick Tigers players. Forget it. It's gone. So he's gone.
He's right.
Yeah. And Bradman Best also special thank you to Matt Burton for. He reckons next year he'll probably get a run in. As long as Suwali, Latrell, himself, and 5 other guys are out injured, he should get a run in the Origin next year.
Poor Bird.
Poor Burton, eh?
Poor Bird.
He got involved yesterday in the scuffle too. Did you see him pulling away? At least he got some involvement in
He
the
got
Origin.
something, yeah. He got a ring probably or something like that. Got his tracksuit.
Yeah. Last week I wasn't here, but apparently Ben Hornby got upset because everyone's crediting Wayne for South all of a sudden. He did. He got really upset. So apparently Wayne rang in. Wayne rang in to support him. He said, "Mate, that's bullshit." He goes, "Because if I was coaching him, they would have beat the Dolphins." But anyway, Wayne's confused. Oh no, he's confused, mate. And last week, Sachin saw Wayne Bennett. He was singing the team song with the Dolphins, but then he was blasting the South players the next round. 5 minutes later, it was pretty hard. He's a confused man at the moment. Sachin just loves following.
Sachin loves his footy. He loves his footy, Sachin.
And the last one, apparently Jason Rolls last week, he went and had the roast at the Brad Arthur's house. He's been constipated since. I don't know what it was. He didn't have the same pot roast as Zach Lomax. So I don't know what it is.
No.
And that's basically it from me, man. Brains Trust. Yeah, there was a few questions that they asked.
Yeah.
See if you guys agree with some of their questions, right?
Sure.
They want to make Origin double headers, men's and women's. What do you reckon?
Why
Have the
not?
women's. Do
Why
you reckon that's a
not?
good idea from the Brains Trust?
I mean, I like the idea that we're pushing the women's game as a standalone as well.
Yeah.
I definitely, I'm not sure. You talked about it a couple of weeks ago about the Vegas thing next year.
Mm-hmm.
Is it an Origin for the women?
No.
I would like to see a women's Origin played in Vegas.
I would too.
No, yeah.
Rather than whatever it is they're doing.
Australia Lionesses.
You know what? At first thought, I think, it would be great, but I think the women's game will develop more if it stays standalone because it's doing really well at the moment.
They've asked them to have a double headers, and the women don't want a bar of that. They want to be a standalone.
Yeah.
And now that the ratings on Channel 9 are so high, they're over 1 million. Channel 9 will not do it.
I also think it would take a shine away from the women's game if they. It's almost like a curtain raiser.
Yeah.
I don't think that's fair.
And don't forget, it's filling in time. That's Thursdays. We haven't had no games.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So it's
There's no
filling in
game
Channel
tonight,
9.
is there?
No games tonight. But they're filling in time, so Channel 9 won't do it.
Yeah.
But you know what? How it is, it's growing. It's growing amazingly. Not only with pathways with girls, but on television in general. It's the fastest growing sport in Australia.
Wow.
What else? What else? The Brains Trust.
The Brains Trust. I've also got this other good idea. Currently, the Origin's played between rounds 13 and 18.
Yeah.
And it doesn't give
I know where
teams
you're going.
time to recover for the Origin period. They're saying, why don't they just play the Origin between rounds 4 and rounds 10, and then you've got 18 rounds or 17 rounds of footy. So teams that get impacted by Origin at least get time to recover
Can I go
for
on-
finals.
can I
What
go
do you
on-
agree?
Can I have a rant for a moment?
Sure.
Can I have a Nico's rant segment? We haven't had one for a while, okay?
Yep.
Nico's rant. Stop fucking around with it and leave it as it is.
Yeah.
I don't want to have 3 weeks off where we just play one game a week. What I love about the Origin is carnage. It's attrition.
Yeah.
Right? It's, first of all, I've never seen a team who's at the top of the ladder be affected at the end of the year because of what happened in Origin. The cream rises to the top regardless. I think it's an awesome time. What did you say before? Some of these youngsters that we've seen who wouldn't be playing if it wasn't for Origin.
Yeah.
You know, yes. Is it unfair on the stronger teams? Yes. Look at the Brisbane Broncos. They've been impacted more than any other team probably over the course of the last 30 years when we talk about Origin.
Yeah.
But it gives them a chance to bring some youngsters up and give them a taste of first grade. It gives the lower teams on the table a fighting chance to even up a little bit. You said it before.
Yeah.
St. George beat who this year because
Broncos.
of Origin?
Yeah.
You think they might not have otherwise. I like that.
Yeah.
I like the fact that it evens it up a little bit. Is it unfair? Yeah, it's unfair. But you know what? That's the price you pay for being as good as you are.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the good teams are still going to be there at the end of the year. No one's going to lose a preliminary final because of what happened 3 months ago in State of Origin. Unless you lose a key player for the season, which, by the way, can happen in any game anyway. That's my rant. Leave it as it is.
But they're leaving the same format as it is instead of playing, but just playing it a bit earlier.
Imagine playing State of Origin a month into the season.
In April.
That's ridiculous.
Why not?
Because we all know that for the first 6 weeks, it takes 6 weeks for everyone to hit their stride, doesn't it? The first 5-6 weeks of the comp
4 to 6
is never, you know what I mean? Yeah. It takes a while to get, I just leave it as it is.
Maybe round 6 then, from round 6 to round 11.
Honestly now, is that something you heard from the media or is it
No, it's just
made?
the brains trust thing. Yeah, that's just
brain trust thing,
yeah.
okay. They're actually having a powwow very soon regarding Origin, about the format of Origin. They're worried about the impact on the players, on the elite players of the game, because remember that at the end of the year, every year now, they're going to be playing internationals as well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it hasn't worked for the last 44 years, so we should probably change something.
What their argument is, and I don't know what they're going to come up with, Nicola, but what their argument is that we're burning our elite players.
George,
you won't see what you saw last night if they're burned.
When you look at the EBA, when it comes to rugby league players, right, they have to have X number of weeks off per season. What is it, 8 weeks or something?
6 or 8, something like that.
All right. So what's the problem then?
I'm not sure what the problem is. I just heard that they were going to have a powwow.
If they do play internationals, they don't start training till January.
Yeah,
they get an extra month and a half off anyway. It all evens out.
They get their time off. They have to get their time
and
off.
let's face it, internationals these days are a joke.
Well, the idea is we're trying not to make them a joke anymore. We're trying to bring them up because that's where the growth of the games.
Then you know what? From. Shorten the competition, but don't touch Origin. Leave it as it is.
That's the idea. So. With bringing more teams in. So the grand plan is when you bring more teams. So you got to think how Valander thinks, money, okay? If we bring more teams in, have less games, we're giving the same to the Channel 9 for argument's sake.
You know my take on that.
Yeah, I know, but this is the way they think. I'm just saying what they're saying.
If it was up to me, it'd be a 12-team competition.
Yeah, well, we can't have that.
Super League.
We got to give the broadcaster what he wants now, what he paid for. Because guess what? The next agreement's going to be we're going to want more money.
Yeah,
much more money. So
we don't have the cattle.
They want to.
There's not enough. We need to put more into the juniors.
So that's what they're trying to do now. That's what they're trying to do. And now the international thing we're talking about, right? Because they've started a Euro League now. And I don't talk about this, the international game. And the reason behind all this is to get cattle into our game. Make no mistake. I mean, that's why Gus and that's why all these managers go overseas or have sister clubs there. Make no mistake. They don't go because they like St Helens. They like because they go there because they like their youngsters. So I hear what you're saying, and I don't know what they're going to come up with. And can I say short term? They'll come up with nothing because this format is the best format.
Yeah.
Right now, in the middle of the year, now suggestions is the comp stops for 3 weeks. They play 3 consecutive weeks, and we have an international international weekends with Samoa, Tonga, blah
Oh,
blah.
I'd love to see it. That's a really
Well, that's been floated. That's been floated for decades now.
It's like watching paint dry.
Samoa vs Tonga. They're good games. They're physical.
It just doesn't.
So much hate.
I don't know. All I can say, Nicola, is
All I want is just leave Origin alone. Work around it. Work around it.
Leave Origin, but then have other games around it. That's all. I think that's what they want to do.
They will, and I'll tell you why. Make no mistake. Take Origin away from the NRL, and Origin has no money. They said on the radio that the revenue, 65% of the revenue comes from Origin.
Yeah.
So they're going to tread very carefully with Origin, and Origin is the game that sells rugby league to the world.
You guys may not remember, but around about 20 years ago, we tried this. We played
a lot of things.
We played 3 Sunday night Origin games, and there was no footy those.
That was during COVID. Yeah.
No. Back about 20 years ago.
Oh, okay.
We played 3 Sunday night Origin games. There were no other games.
Yeah. Sorry,
And
yeah.
it sucked.
They did.
There's a reason they cut it back. But anyway, what else is the
I like my Wednesday nights as well. But see, they won't jump because again, it's the biggest revenue game in the country for NRL, and it's the game that sells rugby league to the world.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I got a DM from the French girl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She posts Origin clips, and so did half of the St Helens team, the women's team. So, you know, I mean, it's they're not going to touch it. They're not going to do too much radical things with it. I'm with you. So in other words, I'm saying I'm with you. I'm with you.
So that brings us to the next question. What is it?
Oh, the last.
Sorry, Nicola. I'm sorry, man. I know. I go off sometimes. I try hard not to go off. I try hard.
Another one is they want to. Referees usually send players off for foul play or something like that. They often hear the referee always calling out to the player, milking, and they're thinking, why don't they penalise him or sin bin a player if he's continually milking? Why don't they apply that like they do in soccer now with the guy's simulation diving to try and get penalties? Yeah. Why don't they do the same thing with rugby league? If the referee is clearly saying milking, he's obviously saying something wrong. He should put a stop to it by sin binning the guy and go milking off or milking penalty.
Is there any value in bringing in the card system, yellow card, red card?
Do they have that in the English football rugby league?
Super League has it.
They
right?
do.
Does it work or not? Yeah. I think the games are over.
Sure.
I think the games personally. I think the game is over officiated as it is.
Yeah, true.
I'd like to simplify it, not complicate it more.
They just want to get rid of the diving. That's all. I think that's what the whole purpose of this was. Just to
I've got a great idea.
Minimise diving.
How about they put their whistle in their pockets? Okay, when something happens, okay, he sends him off. Don't give him 10. Sends him off. Guess what? What's the bet next week? He won't do it.
I've got a better idea. Someone dives, just play on. Yeah. Just keep playing.
Yeah,
you do see it in soccer.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Someone goes down, the ref waves play on.
Yeah, they just go like that.
All of a sudden, they're up and running again.
Yeah.
If someone goes down, no one says that the medical guys can't come on and service him.
Mm.
Now, because we're duty of care, we've got to stop the game.
Yeah.
And they do that in the Super League as well.
But
look, like I said, put the whistle in your pocket.
Yeah.
Like the good old days, and let the game run.
Yeah. It's just we're seeing a lot more diving this year than other years. Don't you agree with the?
No offense again, but I went to watch Canterbury Cronulla a few weeks ago. Matt Burton dives more than an Olympic swimmer.
Oh, really?
My God,
you can't see on
he
television.
spent more time on the ground than he did standing up.
Yeah,
trying to get penalties.
Yeah,
everyone's doing it. By the way, everyone's doing it.
That's why we're seeing a lot more of it. That's why we're going to.
I hate that.
Put a stop to it as quick as we can.
You know what I hate when they're on when they're sitting on the ground and they're holding their heads.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
I'd send him off.
Which, by the way, we never saw until the crush tackle came in, and then all of a sudden, players are grabbing the back of their head.
I hate that. I hate that.
What else?
And that's it for me, guys.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah. That's it.
Good stuff. George, you got some tidbits for us?
Give us your tidbits, mate.
Let's have some fun now. This is the fun part of the
closing segment
program. Yeah, the closing segment, the fun part, and we've got something close to your heart, Nicola. So this segment's a little bit about you, but I might just take one thing away because I saw you before passionate about something. So
don't take it away.
Well, we might take it away because anyway, let's start the fun part of it. This is via the Billboard charts, Nicola. Oh, no. The top 5 selling Kiss songs. via Billboard, Americans
Obviously,
monitor.
I'm a Kiss fanatic.
That's why I did it. So,
Beth is in front of I Was Made for Loving You.
Beth is number 5. Yes, sir.
How's it number 5?
Number 5.
I can already tell you it's wrong.
Via the Billboard in America,
People's
Nicola.
Choice Award Song of the Year 1977. Award was presented by Goldie Hawn. Look it up on YouTube if you think I'm lying.
Goldie
sure you are.
Hawn.
So
Good old
you're
Goldie.
telling me Beth came in at number 5.
Via Billboard. It's not me.
So they must have I Was Made for Loving You at number 1.
I Was Made for Loving You, number 2, Nicola.
Number 2.
Number 2.
So number 1 was God Gave Rock and Roll to You?
Not on the list.
Shandy.
Not on the list.
No way.
Not on the list.
Rock and Roll All Night.
Rock and Roll Night, number 4, Nicola.
Oh, wow.
So what the... Okay.
Here, this has got Nick.
Well, because it's all...
We've got 2 songs. We've got number 1 and number 3.
Because it's asked about face, that's why. What could possibly be number 1 if it's not Rock and Roll All Night, I Was Made for Loving You, or God Gave Rock and Roll to You, or Beth?
Which I like all those songs.
Can't help you, mate. DJ Bobo might know.
DJ Bobo.
Well,
It can't be Magic Touch or something like that. No. Surely, no. Okay. Can you tell me what decade it was from? They had 5.
I think they're both 70s.
Ooh.
One's a lead
Detroit Rock City.
Detroit's number 1.
Detroit's Rock City.
number 1.
Number 1. Detroit Rock City, number 1. And the next one is a title track of a record.
Love Gun.
Love Gun is number 3.
This is, I don't know where you got that from. I don't think that's Billboard. I think that's some journalist's opinion.
That's Phil's board. Phil board.
Phil board. Phil Cubano. He's his best friend.
Cubano,
there.
yeah,
I
must
don't
be
know.
Phil board.
I
Philip
always
board.
go to this side, Billboard.
Love Gun.
Maybe they got it wrong.
Yeah, Love Gun 77, Detroit Rock City 76 off the Destroyer album.
So it wasn't off Love Gun, the album Love Gun.
They were 2 separate albums. Love Gun,
Oh,
the
and
album was
Detroit
called
got
Love Gun.
Yeah, gotcha.
Detroit was off Destroyer.
God Destroyer, yeah.
Beth was off Destroyer.
Beth
I Was
Destroyer.
Made for Loving You was off Dynasty.
Yeah.
And what was the other one you told me?
Beth,
Rock and Roll All Night.
That's the
That was
first
off
one.
Dress to Kill. Yeah. Anyway.
What we have here is the top 5 comedies via the IMBD magazine.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I love
It's got to be Wog Boys.
What?
Wog Boy.
More American. Let's think more American now. I think more American
Hey,
movies.
so you're talking top 5 comedies of all time.
No, this is Gracing, yeah, Gracing numbers.
Oh, this is like,
Okay.
I mean, where do you start?
Yeah.
You've got to
exactly.
have the Hangover. Come on. That was the
Hangover,
massive
yes, number
hit.
2.
Come on.
Hangover number 2.
Hangover part 2 or number 1?
One,
yes.
and we're in sort of similar sort of movies, that type of comedy.
So in
that
other
type of
words, we're not
comedy.
looking at classic comedy. We're
Yeah,
looking
we're
at
not
modern
looking
comedy.
flying high. We're not looking at those type
Come
of things.
on, man.
You've got to have a Will Ferrell.
Will
You've got to
Ferrell,
have
yes, yes.
Step Brother.
Step Brother number 1. So that's
Step
similar.
Brother. That is a great movie, I must admit.
That's that type of thing, Nicola. That type of movies.
So,
That
Not
we're
at the
sort of-
Roxbury?
so we're talking grown-ups,
Grown-ups.
Wedding Crashers.
Wedding
A Night
Crashers
at the
number
Roxbury,
3.
A Night at the Roxbury.
Not at Roxbury, just missed out. Just
You've got
missed
to have
out.
Chris Tucker, Mr. Rush Hour.
Rush Hour.
Rush Hour number 5.
There you go.
And there's sorry,
Meet the Parents.
just missed out. Just missed out. Now number 4 we got, and it's an Adam Sandler classic. One
Happy
of my,
Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore didn't make the list.
Oh,
Woody-
come on.
Make the list, Nicola. I apologise.
The Bachelor Party.
Bachelor Party just
Police
missed out.
Academy.
Bachelor Party is one of my all-time favourites. Right?
Yeah,
Tom
they're-
Hanks.
So the
Yeah, I love
the
that
movies
movie.
we're talking about now, Bachelor Party,
they're
they're
classics.
my favourites.
Yeah.
But I couldn't believe what I saw. I couldn't
So you
believe what I
tell
saw.
me this
Phil
Adam
Vaughan, is it-
Sandler movie that's not Happy Gilmore is in
Yes.
front of Happy Gilmore.
Yes.
Paul
Well, I'll
Vaughan,
be
isn't it?
damned.
Wedding Crashers.
I said
Wedding
that.
Crashers number 3.
Yeah.
He
we
said
said
that
that.
before.
He said it.
Oh, okay.
He said it. He said it. Yeah. So let me look. Step Brothers number 1. The Hangover number 2. Wedding Crashers number 3. There's Something number 4, and Rush Hour number 5.
So it's an Adam Sandler movie.
Adam Sandler.
And it's not Happy Gilmore.
No, and it's got Salma Hayek in it.
Grown Up.
Grown Ups. Did you
That
watch
was a
it?
good movie.
That was a very
That was
funny
a good
movie.
That was a great
The first
movie.
one was better than the second one, but it's not better than Happy Gilmore.
I know. If it was up to me,
I love
Nicola.
Salma Hayek. But
Nicola, if it was up to me, it'll be like the stuff we just said before. But this is
I'd
not
have
me.
Will Ferrell, all Will Ferrell movies up there, to be honest.
Yeah, right. He's funny. He's a funny.
The
guy.
other guys,
what about,
him and
what
Mark
about
Wahlberg.
the Naked Gun?
Naked Gun, that type of humour.
These are the stuff that I like,
Jeez.
but for some reason they didn't
Classics.
sell. I don't know. Let's talk Super League, Nicola. You know what? We saw a really good game last night, but on the Saturday morning, I woke up and I saw something special. Wigan played St Helens.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who won?
And actually, Wigan won 16-12. But oh my God, Father, I'm saying now, it was brutal. It's different brutal to what we had last night, but it was an absolutely brutal game. And you know what? Whoever won, there's no issue here. Like Wigan just scored a try more than St Helens, but it was absolutely sensational game. The local derby, Nicola, Hull FC played Hull KR. Hull FC scored 10. The only issue is that Hull KR scored 24. Catalans in the winning circle, back in the winners' circles, Nicola, they beat Salford 20-0. The Leopards, the
ugliest jersey in history.
Ugliest jersey in history, the Pods team, mate.
Our team,
beat Huntersfield 2016. London scored 20 points. I couldn't believe it. They couldn't believe it. That's one small problem. Castleford scored 34, Nicola. And Warrington, Sam's team, Nicola.
Sam Burgess keeps on rolling, huh?
He keeps on rolling. They scored 30. Leeds only scored 18. Brad Arthur in the stands pulling his hair out.
He's taking over Leeds, is he?
He's taking over
for
Leeds.
the rest of the season?
For the rest of the season. Wow. And pulling his hair. He looked worried. He looked worried.
He can trim the bench down because he never uses the full bench anyway.
He needs to do something because they look a bit...
so he's over there.
Yeah, he was in the grandstand.
Good on him. I'm glad.
Let me give you an idea of the top 8. And I think I know now he's going to be in the final. Wigan 28, and they're looking the goods. Warrington, Sam's team, on 24.
Yep.
Somewhere, I don't know how this happened, Hull KR 24 coming third.
What?
So, yeah, they're from nowhere. You know what? I think they've had a soft run. They played all the Neville nobodies lately when they start playing some good teams.
What's happened to St Helens?
St Helens coming fourth, 22 points. Yeah, not having a good season. Catalans, the same thing, not coming fifth on 22. And Salford, again, pinch me, I'm dreaming, 22.
What?
Just in the six.
Have St Helens got injuries or anything? Or?
No, actually, they haven't got injuries.
What the hell?
I don't know. I really don't know what's happening. And they looked really good against Wigan, but when I see him play against Hull, they look shit house. And you know that halfback that Southport, he's been playing so well.
Oh yeah. They've dropped him.
So well.
Dodds.
They've dropped him.
Dodds.
Yeah, I thought it was a strange decision.
Fallout with the coach.
I think he just hasn't been playing well.
Oh, okay.
It didn't look too well. No, should we go there? Yeah, we'll go there. Adi, you can you help me here?
Yes.
Please help me.
Okay.
The player in focus, Sean Timmins.
Oh my God.
Sean Timmins, Kiama born Nicola. He was born 6th August 76. At 17, he got graded for Illawarra.
Can I put my hand up for one thing?
Please.
I think it was 2004 or 5. He was chosen to play 5/8 for New South Wales.
Yes, he was.
And we were here in this house.
Oh, were we?
Yeah. And you, me, and Andrew, our brother-in-law, the G-Man.
G-Man was here too.
And I was going off my freaking brain. I was going, how the hell can they pick Sean Timmins at 5? And I ate my words because he killed it. And I think he kicked the match-winning field goal.
He kicked the field goal.
I just wanted to say that up front. Hand up.
204.
Can I just say something about that? When he kicked the match-winning field goal, his dad followed him everywhere, watched every game. That time when he kicked the field goal, his dad was doing a piss. He drank too much beer.
Oh, no.
And he missed it. Yeah.
So,
Sean Timmins said the story. Yeah,
I just wanted to call that out because I remember going off my brain going, I can't remember who the coach was. Phil Gould?
Phil Gould,
yeah. I was going off my brain. I'm like, what the... shows you how much I know. Anyway, continue.
Oh no! Look,
it was a funny story because it was my biggest moment, and my dad missed it. He was in the toilet. But anyway,
well, no, I haven't got much because there wasn't much. Because I mean, Sean was
he an Illawarra boy or a St George boy?
He was an Illawarra boy.
He's an Illawarra boy.
17, like you said, he got
good
graded.
Player, very good player.
And he played 86 games for Illawarra. He was in the foundation team for St George Illawarra as well.
Yeah.
He was in that loss to Melbourne in '99.
Yes.
He was
the grand final in '99. Yep.
He was involved in that.
Him, McGregor.
And
Barrett.
McGregor.
Barrett,
Barrett. Yeah, that was a gun
Barrett
team.
was 5'8", Mundine.
That was a gun team.
Blacklock scored one of the
Patton.
best tries you'll see in the grand final.
Yeah.
The general.
Fitzgibbon was lock.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Fitzy was lock, eh?
Nathan
What a
Brown.
gun team. How'd they lose? How'd you lose against
Well, it's
Melbourne?
real easy. Anthony Mundine didn't pass the ball. Remember that?
Fucking chalk.
He passes, they score in the corner.
Yeah, bloody
Anyway.
chalk. Bloody chalk. And you mentioned about that full goal that he scored in extra time to win the game. And I want to throw it to Ari and tell us your memories about.
Oh, he's a sensational player. Played for Illawarra mostly, but I started following him more when he was St George. But great player. Had bad knees in the end. Poor guy was hanging in there. And he's still part of the club. He's actually coaching the Jersey Flag or something. He's been part of the club since. They haven't let him go. Once I went to watch a game, and he was an ambassador, and I was standing with him watching a game, having a chat. A really nice guy, genuine guy, and has been involved in rugby league in the Wollongong area ever since, all his life.
I like
mate.
when they stay involved with the juniors and stuff.
Exactly.
So a real
very good
stalwart.
player. Good. He can play centre. He played 5'8". He could play mostly those positions. But yeah, very good player. Very a utility. Had a good step on him. Hard runner. Kicked the field goal, which was amazing that night. But yeah, very handy player.
So he's giving me
Him and McGregor were the two centres at the Illawarras when they were going through at that time when Barrett was in the middle. So those three are very tight, man. Those three were really good together, yeah.
It's giving me John Scandal's vibes. So sort of like a local boy doesn't really want to go anywhere, wants to stay there like Johnny.
Yeah, and I think it's his first time he's actually coaching the junior team, and they won the comp or they came second. He's done really well already, he's doing well. Yeah,
Go Sean. That's all I got on Sean. Yeah, when I saw that, when I thought about him, I thought, Adi will have memories.
it was sad when they lost the 99 for him because that was probably his last shot at grand final. It was, McGregor missed out as well. So there's a lot of good players back.
Did they retire?
Shortly. They didn't stay much longer after that, but yeah, that was their only shot at a grand final.
That was a gun team.
It was a gun team.
I'm a bit scared now because I want to. The year in review is 2023, so I'm a little bit scared now.
What are you scared of?
2023.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh wow.
So we had the top point scorer, Nicola Jermaine Asako with 244. Do you remember who won the Dally M?
Last year. Hines, wasn't it?
No. Do you want me to tell you?
I know he was the year before.
So what happened was in the last round, all right, Sean Johnson was ahead, and in the last round, Kalen Ponga or whatever, the last 5 rounds, everyone was giving him all the
Ponga
points.
won it, yeah.
So out of nothing, he played half a season, and he ended up beating Sean Johnson, who played a whole season of good footy.
That's right.
And Ponga won it.
I got my years mixed up. Hines was the year before.
But insane.
Sean Johnson deserved this so much last year.
I know, but
Ponga won.
what
Yeah,
about-
but he was outstanding in the
Ponga
back
was
end, but still
outstanding.
a
Sean.
couple of years
outstanding.
earlier, Clint Gutherson and Jack Whiten.
oh yeah,
Jack
Jack won
got
it.
ripped in the last 2 games. Yeah.
And Jack won it somehow. I don't think Jack believed he won it.
Anyway.
Is that the first year they've done the point system different, or was it last year the same, where the 6 points? You know,
This year's the first year.
this year's the
wasn't it?
first year.
This
Was
year's
last
the
year was 3-2-1.
Yeah, 3-2-1.
But this year they got six up to 6 points or
up to
whatever.
6
Malak,
points,
yeah,
yeah.
some.
And there's extra judges. So instead of 3 judges judging per game, there's 6 judges.
Oh,
So they
God.
get it right. It's complicated.
So it's more recipe for
disaster.
like last year.
Absolutely. Do we remember who got the top try scorer with 25 tries?
Johnson?
Wasn't it Zelezniak? No,
Not Johnson?
I thought you'd remember.
I can't remember.
Newcastle player. Playing for the Roosters now.
Oh,
Dominic Young.
Tom Young.
Tom Young.
Tom Young. Remember he carved
I
it up.
honestly can't
Yeah,
remember.
I think he was on the same side as Ponga. That's why he carved it up. It was the 116th season of rugby league, Nicola.
wow.
It was the longest season of all time. We had 27 rounds. It was more rugby league than any other time in history, in rugby league history here. Do you remember the top 8? Well, we know Penrith came first and Broncos came
I
second.
didn't even get it right tonight. You want me to remember it from last year?
Well, Sharks were top 4.
Sharks came third. New Zealand came fourth.
That's right. Warriors 4th.
Knights came fifth. Sharks came sixth. Roosters, remember they had that
They just
late
Roosters,
run.
yeah.
Snuck in.
They came seventh, and the
Raiders
Raiders
came
somehow
eighth.
came eighth.
So Sharks played, who'd they lose to in the first game? Melbourne?
They lost 2 games in a row.
Yeah,
And then they lost to the Roosters.
yeah.
And I remember that game. This is where I've lost a bit of. That's why Craig Fitzgibbon. I'm a bit worried about him. That Roosters game, they shouldn't have lost that game, Cronulla. The Roosters had Manu off.
Oh, that's right.
They had Tedesco off. They had the whole backline was impacted in the second half. So they were running on no legs. Sandon Smith, this young junior, comes on and absolutely ripped this Cronulla team apart. I don't know how, but they could only score 2 tries, and it was only when they had Simbin. The Roosters had Simbin, so it was a pretty disappointing effort.
In the last 2 years,
for the Roosters.
Cronulla's played 4 finals games and they've lost all 4.
Yeah, but that was the worst one. That was the worst loss.
Was that at the prison?
Might have been 2, yeah. It was an embarrassing loss.
Because it was 2 out at the prison. Bang, bang, gone.
Yeah.
Oh, so their first game wasn't at the prison because they would have played one.
One of them wasn't.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. They would have played. They would have played the.
But yeah, I got a bet. What happens if they do it again, guys? Sharks lose finals again.
Well, we'll just laugh again.
No, but is Fitzgibbon would you honestly consider?
No.
He'd be on.
No, but something
it'd be shaky grounds.
Something's got to change.
No, but there's going to be questions asked.
There'll be questions.
Let's
man,
wait
for
and
sure.
see. Let's wait and see.
If he wins one semi-final,
if he wins one,
games,
it's fair enough.
he's back in the hunt. But with this team, they should be one. They should be one at least. And yeah, well, and why I brought up 2023 is because we saw the greatest, one of the greatest Origin games last night. I think this is one of the greatest grand final games I've ever seen.
Is that what you were saying before about me? Look,
crazy game.
Let me preface it, right? I don't know why. Look, well, I'll start with this. I'm a Parramatta supporter. Yeah, I don't know why. Been trying to figure that one out my whole life. But second to that, I don't know why, but I've always had a soft spot for the Broncos. I loved watching them play in the early 90s onwards, you know. And I just think, and we've argued about this ad nauseum, but I just think last year they had the game in the bag.
They did.
And I thought, and yes, Nathan Cleary stepped up and did all that, but I think Brisbane threw it away. I think they made some dumb mistakes, like kicking it out on the full, and they just gave the game away.
They did.
That's just my opinion.
But
we don't need to argue about it, right?
No, there's no argument. You're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, but what a game!
Cleary stepped up and did what he did. Yeah. We all saw it.
What a sensational game!
You know, Brisbane, their last 2 grand finals. If you look at 2015,
who they beat?
Well, they lost to the Cowboys.
That's right.
Yeah.
They had the game won. The Cowboys scored in the dying seconds. So Brisbane's last 2 grand finals, they really should not have lost.
Amazing, eh?
But you know what? That's the game, right? Anything can happen. But I just, I think,
they've got 7 months.
I know, but they've been a little unlucky in the last couple, my opinion.
Why do I remember the 2 unlikely heroes in that game? One being Leota. I reckon he had the biggest impact. He just came and changed everything, I think.
Yeah.
He smashed he just goes, follow me, boys. I'll take you there.
The Broncos just, in that last 20 minutes, they just imploded.
Yeah, but Leota had a big part, I think. He was barnstorming.
But Penrith were fantastic, don't get me wrong. But it's more the drop balls and the mistakes.
Yeah, true.
It was an implode. Like, they didn't know how to close the game off.
Yeah.
They had to close it off.
But also the other thing that tweaked in that game was Luai was playing busted, so they took him off and they brought on the guy that's at Cogger. They brought Cogger on, and that's when it changed because then Cleary, I don't know, I think the Luai thing impacted it as well.
They played better without him.
Yeah, because he was injured.
He was injured.
He was injured, and they were just targeting him. It was just smart. So...
Look, I don't know.
A couple of things changed in that to bring the result. Which
I don't know what happened. Definitely, the Broncos dropped their lollies.
They did.
Dropped their lollies.
They shouldn't have lost.
Yeah, I mean that 12 minutes of Israel Man magic is equal. He's equal. Amazing. He's just lost in the ether of Nathan Cleary's magic because they won. And as Nicola says, in the riches, the spoils come. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just thought as a spectacle, as a game,
fantastic.
On the edge of my seat, different way to last night, but definitely had me enthralled. And even you know when I know it's a good game, when my wife Anna will sit next to me and just keep on looking at television and say to me, "This is good, eh?" I go, "Yeah, it's good." So both things last night and the grand final, she sat next to me.
Your wife being my sister, tell our listeners what she did back in the 90s when you first took her to her first rugby league game.
No, grand final.
Yeah. Yeah.
Grand final, Artie. Do you know this one?
Mind you, she's never watched a lick of sport in her life, right?
Roosters and I was with my mate Flick. Yeah. Roosters and who?
No, the Roosters in the 90s, I don't think they were in a grand final.
Oh, it was a grand final, okay.
Wasn't Roosters
2002?
Warriors? Roosters Warriors?
No, it wasn't.
2002?
Was it 2002?
Roosters Warriors?
Must have been. Anyway, we're at the SFS, yeah? We're sitting down, and you know that calm? Just that calm before the kick off, everybody goes a bit quiet, okay? Anna reaches out into her bag and pulls out a book and starts reading. And my mate goes, "What's she doing?" I go, "I don't know." I go, "D, what are you doing?" She goes, "I'm going to read my book." I go, "You don't read here." I go, "You watch the game. You watch the game." She goes, "I just want to finish it off."
She goes, "I'm here, aren't I? That's what you wanted."
Yeah. And I go to my mate, I go, "She wants to finish it off." He goes, "What?" "You want to finish the book off? What do you want me to do?" I go, "Flick." She goes, "I don't believe it." I go, "Oh, what?" Or even worse, the first time I took Costa to a rugby league game. This is good. This is my son.
Yeah.
Okay. So we rocked up to Stadium Australia. He looks at the stadium. Oh, he's really young now. He's 6. Oh my God, great. We're going through the corridor there. He sees the stand. He goes, "Can I have a hat, jersey?" Mate, we got the hat, we got the jersey, we got the flag. We went and sat up, you know what I mean? He's waving his flag. He punched somebody in the face there. It was great. I'm loving this, okay? He saw the mascot, the bulldog. Oh, he's enthralled, you know, this and that. Yeah. You know that calm, the kickoff? He turns around to me, he goes, "Dad, I want to go home." I go, "What?" "I want to go home." He goes, I go, No. I go, No. I go, we the game hasn't started. I go, "See the clock there?" When he goes 40, okay, then talk to me. I go, "Hey, forget about it." Okay, he's not watching the game. He's watching the clock now. For 40 minutes. He goes 40. He turns around. He goes, "I want to go home. I want to go to mummy." I go, no.
Oh, jeez.
So. Yeah,
God.
that was fun. That was fun as well. I wanted to talk about Immortals, but don't worry about Immortals. We can talk about that next week. I want to talk about the story.
The story.
The story we have every week.
Yes.
And I want to talk about Nico this week. Well, I'm always talking about you,
sure,
in our school days and what type of gun you were. But I want to talk about Nicola. I've rocked up to Nicola's house in Concord just to see. It was a Saturday morning, just to see Anna. Then I've got all these kids jumping out of trees.
This is true, by the way.
Yeah. Most of the stories are true. I just put a bit of spice on them, okay? They're jumping out of trees with sort of pretend rifles there, you know what I mean?
Tiger knives.
Tiger knives, you know, they're all got...
There must have been a blackout in the 70s because we all grew up, we're all the same age, we all grew up in Albion Street, we all went to school together, we're all tight to this day.
Yeah. True story.
But at this time, we would have been about 12, 13, 14.
It was a bit older,
and
this story.
And we used to wear like full-on army camouflage gear with water bottles, tiger knives. We bought tiger knives from disposals, right, back then. And we used to hide in the trees and pretend we were in the army and fighting wars and stuff. In our street, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
So when someone pulled up in the driveway, their car usually got surrounded.
Yeah. So from nowhere out here, all these guys jumped up with their tiger knives surrounding me. They got camouflage gear, this and that.
What?
Anyway, I've walked inside. The J-Man was inside. I thought he's here to see Lou. Apparently, they were playing soccer down at Edwards Park. Now, Nicola lived like walking. How far would Edwards Park
5 minutes, yeah.
5 minutes walk. Yeah, a couple of 100 metres anyway. He goes, "You want to come down and down and watch?" Nicola was playing in the same team. You know, as you know, G-Man always talks himself up. You know what I mean? So I'll come down. Let me tell you, and you know, I don't know my soccer. I don't know my soccer, mate. They're playing the team top of the table, and I was sure where you were coming. And if I'm not wrong, back then, G-Man was playing central defence.
He used to play in the defence, yeah. I was in the midfield.
Yeah, he was in the midfield. let me tell you, I've never seen G-Man play, and I've seen Nicola play. And no disrespect, I don't want to watch soccer play. I don't want to watch too much soccer in my life. Okay, but you know what I saw? G-Man was right. He talks himself up, but he was the goods. This bloke here, he was having a screamer. He was giving everybody a lesson. He had spider webs, and what G-Man was doing, just kept on feeding him in the midfield.
Yeah.
He got the second half, and I think it was 2 or whatever, and Nicola's just giving him a masterclass there. Okay, and the other team got really, you know, we're not going to lose. We're going to lose this game. Okay,
Yeah.
So some guy comes, absolutely chops Nicola's leg. What happens? You break your
Ankle.
Break his ankle.
Yeah.
Whoa.
True story. True story.
Shit.
True story. So Nico decides
Mind
to
you,
walk.
I walked home.
Yeah, Nico decides to walk home. Nico decides to walk home.
Oh God.
Now, there was a kid there, must be on the other side, and he wasn't from the other side. Yeah, because it was a massive park. There's fields everywhere. This guy had a boom box, and he kept on repeating the same song through the whole game. It pierced into my mind. Don't worry about poor Nico. Okay, we're going. His foot's right angles. Yeah, you'll be right. You'll be right.
Hey, if I was facing forward, my foot was facing you.
Oh.
Adi, he walked home.
I've had 5 surgeries on that ankle, and walking home is probably part of the reason why it's so. I had so many surgeries on it.
Before we go on to what happened with poor Nicola, if you go back and look into that rebel bag behind you, Adi, okay, you'll find the record in there, which this particular song was playing. Sorry, Adi, I didn't realise that the chord didn't
What's the
chase. Moving pictures there, okay? But what about me? Do you remember that song? What about me? It isn't fair.
That is. You got the album, mate.
It
Moving
isn't
pictures.
fair.
Oh wow.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. The 12-inch vinyl.
It's actually an LP.
That's the album.
It's actually
It's the LP. Okay.
So anyway, that song has been imprinted in my mind for this. Every time he talks about his ankle, what about me? It isn't fair. I've had enough. Well, I want my shit. Anyway, the poor guy walks home. Did you end up going to the hospital that afternoon?
I spent 2.5 weeks in hospital.
You didn't want to go out, but you say you didn't want to go to hospital. You wanted to go out.
I honestly didn't think it was that bad.
It was right angle. No, you'll be right. And his mates are telling him, you'll be right. You know what? You know when you're a broken ankle?
I thought it was dislocated, right?
Nicola, you know, like 2 people get behind underneath your shoulders. No. This guy walked home. No one thought about, helping him out. G-Man rocked in his car, went straight home.
You know what? Pain is an illusion of the brain until you start feeling it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And next week, I'm going to tell you about Nicola and a little blue car.
Okay, sure.
Little blue car.
That still burns me to this day.
Well, go say it. Oh, how about? Okay, I rocked up. It was Thursday night.
You have to remember something. I just turned 17 years old.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not.
Let me tell you a full story. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I was in year 12.
Yeah.
Right?
I used to when I left school very young. Because my father told me I'm going to have to leave school because I couldn't spell apparently or something like that. And I left school, went to work with him, and he decided not to pay me. So I thought that was normal.
Yeah.
You don't get paid. You're living home. Actually, once I wanted to go out, I asked him, could you give me, some money? And he goes, give you money? How bad you are? You give me money. So I thought I better. So I thought I better not ask because this coming to work might cost me money. I said I better not ask. Okay, I better not ask. I said anyway. When I got to a certain age. I used to drive the work car. So I'd rock up. First time I picked up Anna, okay, I brought a HQ station wagon. There was no seats. Yeah, paint van. He had no seats. We were sitting on milk crates. Anyway, he decides to go and buy me a car. I didn't even know. He brings up an MX-5. A blue little MX-5. Honestly.
Yeah.
MX-5 convertible. This is in 92?
91.
91?
91.
Jeez.
So he rocks up with an MX-5 and gives me an MX-5. I didn't ask for it. Okay. Like I said, I thought I better shut up because going to work might cost me money. I thought, you know what I mean?
God.
Anyway, so I rocked up to Nickel Thursday night. Anna's working at Burwood.
In Burwood.
I was a bit early and I knew that the brother-in-law was there. I had to play the game. You understand.
Yeah,
See the brother-in-law, I have a talk to him, this and that. I mean, Nickel had struck a chord anyway.
Yeah.
We didn't know each other that well.
Not
Yeah.
then. But me and Nickel were pretty tight.
They'd only been dating a couple of months or something.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah.
Was it only a couple of months?
I don't know, a few months.
Would have been a bit
I
more
don't
than
know.
that.
I
Would have
can't
been a bit more
remember.
than that. But anyway, yeah.
I didn't have the
it was
balls.
early.
I didn't have the
It was
balls to
early.
ask you, so I didn't know you well enough.
So it was time to pick up Anna. Now, I was having a good conversation with, I can't remember, I think the mother-in-law there was whatever. And somehow the conversation about picking up Anna, and I said to Nick, take it away, Nick.
Now, I'm 17. I just got my P's.
Yeah.
And at this point, if you know us, you know we all used to hang out in Concord. Everyone, long story. But people listening to this know what I'm talking about. And I got this convertible MX-5 sitting on the front lawn.
Yeah.
And I'm dying to drive this car, right?
Should have told me I would have gone.
Chick magnet, But I didn't have the balls to ask him because I didn't know him well enough yet.
Yeah.
So he says to me, out of the blue, he says to me, he goes, Nico, take my car, go pick your sister up from work. I'm like, fuck yeah, right? And as I'm going to get the keys, my brother happens to be walking through the room.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, no, that's right. I've got to go to Burwood. I'll pick her up. And I'm like, no. I go, no, it's all right. He goes, no, I've got to go there anyway, man. and then he walks out the door and I'm standing there like this. And I'm like, it just came and went.
Oh,
It disappeared.
God.
And I never did.
Gone.
And I never did ask him if I could drive that car.
You should have.
I know.
Didn't know.
I've known you 30-something years now, but I didn't have the balls to ask him. So my chance to be a hero
That's it, man.
in front of all my friends,
Missed.
show off, which I would have done, by the way.
Oh, sure. I'm sure you would have.
Didn't happen.
And on that night, you know what song was playing in the background?
What about me?
No. Remember Lisa Stansfield, Being Around the World?
Yes.
I can't find my baby. I don't know. So, Nico, do you want What About Me or do you want Lisa Stansfield?
We always close the show with a song. You know what? Give me What About Me, because I walked home with a broken freaking ankle.
What about me?
It's got to be that one.
And you know
it's
what?
got to be.
And Ari, that's a true story. The breaking ankle and the me going watching them play
And the worst-
him killing it. It's a true story.
And the worst part about that was not that I was in hospital for 2.5 weeks, having a couple of operations before the ones that followed.
Jeez.
Not that I couldn't play the rest of the season, obviously, right? It was that I didn't get to go out that night.
He was going out. We're going, I think, Nick, you might have to go hospital. No, man, I'll be right. Dislocate or whatever. I'm going,
Just strap it.
Don't think so. Just
thinking-
strap it.
Just strap it, remember?
Nah, man.
Just strap it up. Just
I got out, man, it's right ankles, man. I got right ankles. I don't think so.
God.
So that's me, Nicola.
What?
Wow.
So that's a wrap for episode 80, everyone.
Just want to shout out to last weekend, some special football was played.
Go.
We had the Euros, Spain,
Yes, Spain.
World European champions,
Yep.
winning the Euro, and we had Argentina win the Copa America. So congratulations to Argentinians and the Spanish.
Did they play a Super Cup or something?
Oh, I think they're Finalisma, I think whatever
And
it
we're
is.
not going to get into it now, but I did read an interesting stat during the week that Ronaldo's got the most assists in the history of the Euros. But that's for another topic for another night. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry.
Put something different. Anyway,
Euros.
yeah.
Euros.
For the Euros.
Not for the Copper.
That is a wrap. But before we go, because we always close with the song, I just thought, just quickly, because we were talking about comedies before, let's just sign off with something that I've got here.
Go for it.
So thanks again, everyone, for episode 80. Always a pleasure. Of course, the pleasure is ours. We hope you have a great week, and we'll see you all next week. Enjoy your footy.
See you guys. Enjoy.
Happy Rugby League, everybody.